Part 33. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 321. Yu Jian raised her eyebrows and drank red wine unhurriedly. 3 of the T-18's big high-rises, 2 of which are here. To contact, you can only contact the second child. But the 3 of them don't really care, unless they encounter a big deal, or they go against zero. What do you know? Do you know what T-18 is? Ji Longta was in a fit of rage, and even more angry at the moment, still contacting senior management. Do you know? He didn't like it at first sight when he saw SI fucking. Especially when he saw SI fucking jumping up and down on the stage, attracting the attention of countless people, and fans holding her. He uncontrollably thought of Ji Qingwei lying on the hospital bed. Why is SI fucking so blessed and proud of the spring breeze? I know SI fucking folded his arms. There is a senior male executive with a strong memory, a senior female executive is an emotional liar, and another senior female executive likes fried chicken and coke. I think the last one has the best temper. Let me help you contact her. She happens to be in Daxia, Tsukishima. She is really just face blind and never thought of deceiving anyone's feelings. Ji Longta was angrily laughed, and before he had time to say anything, the words that the refund was rejected came again on the phone. You guys are just a bunch of robbers. Ji Longta was so angry at the other party's shameless remarks. You can't even recover a piece of surveillance, but you have the nerve to call yourself an intelligence organization. I don't want 5 million, I'll contact zero. You guys look at how people solve it. He turned off the phone and placed an order at zero again. Let's go quickly, Beyond Soft is still waiting. Hearing Ji Longta mention zero, Yu Jian drank the last red wine and stood up and followed behind. Ji Longta came to the first hospital of Sijukan with a cold face. Ji Boyan has woken up, but he can't get out of bed yet, looking at the ceiling like a corpse. Ji Longta's face was cold. Why don't you go in and have a look? Si fucking went in calmly, obediently. It's quite eye-catching. Ji Longta's expression softened a bit, and 2 bodyguards stood at the door of the ward and negotiated with Zero himself. Yu Jian looked at Ji Boyan's 2 empty cuffs, and clicked his tongue. At the beginning, the teacher said that even if you provoke the master, you can't provoke the younger sister. At least there is room for the former. Ji Boyan's thoughts are still a little less sober, and he can't accept that he has no hands. Seeing Si fucking, he was stunned for a while. It's me, Si fucking said calmly. How does it feel to have your hands abolished? Oh, forget, you already have no hands. Ji Boyan widened his eyes and struggled hard. This voice is exactly the same as the female voice he heard the night before. He wants Ji Longta to arrest Si fucking. But Ji Boyan could only make a woo-woo sound, and couldn't say a complete word at all. I checked you. Si fucking sat down beside the hospital bed. You once had someone give a high school student a strong dose of sulfuric acid, which ruined his voice, and I abolished your vocal cords. Don't you mind? But it's not just the vocal cords. Next, your vision, your hearing, and your sense of touch will disappear. Are you happy? Ji Boyan struggled more violently. His eyes were about to pop out. He screamed frantically and knocked everything off the bedside table. The movement was so loud that the doctors and nurses were alarmed and rushed in. As soon as I walked over, he seemed to go mad. Si fucking was vulnerable for a second. She patted Yu Jian's shoulder, and the cat probed, Doctor, should I take tranquilizers? The attending doctor stepped forward and checked, and his expression changed slightly. The patient is emotional, which is not conducive to the recovery of the injury. Stabilize his nerves. Soon after a shot of tranquilizer, Ji Boyan kicked his legs, his face full of despair, and he closed his eyes unwillingly. Si fucking's face is already a pass, except for the elderly who don't surf the internet often and remote mountain villages. Basically there is no one who doesn't know her. Even if you don't know her, You know she's a star. The attending doctor's voice was kind. I didn't expect you to have some medical knowledge. Si fucking is very modest. I'm going to participate in a variety show soon, I should learn it. The attending doctor nodded. He also knew that the variety show in Daxiatai was filmed in their hospital. Because there are top students from the medical department of Sia University, the first hospital of Sijukan also attaches great importance to this variety show. Don't be under too much pressure, the attending doctor smiled. You are not from a medical background, you just need to have the heart to study hard, and someone will teach you when the time comes. Si fucking, thank you Uncle Doctor, then I'll go first. The attending doctor nodded, go. On the other side, Ji Longta was furious again. What do you mean? You are also robbers? I really misunderstood you. What about serving the citizens of the world? Zero's reply was not as rude as T18, but it made Ji Longta even more angry. He hung up the phone, and when he returned to the ward, he found that Si fucking was gone again. Where's the person? How did you let the murderer go? Mr. G, it's impossible to be Miss Si at all. The attending doctor shook his head. A big man doesn't have such strength, let alone Miss Si, a weak girl, and at that time, Miss Si was still in Mexico City. Ji Boyan usually does not know how many bad things he has done by taking advantage of the prestige of the Ji family. I am afraid that this time he has provoked some vicious criminals. Ji Longtan knew it too, but he didn't want to admit it. He lost 10 million in one fell swoop, and he still couldn't find the culprit. Ji Longta punched the wall with a gloomy look. He will never believe in Zero and T18 again in his life. Obviously he is deliberately tricking him. But he really had no way to get the money back. This breath can only be broken and swallowed in the stomach. Si fucking is a public figure. He has no evidence and is not easy to detain. Damn. Ji Longta was dizzy with anger. Outside the hospital. I didn't expect that Zero also refused. If the second child knew that Zero gave you a pennant last time, he would probably be very angry. Yu Jian snorted, you don't know how much he wants to be caught. Chief Zero. He thinks about me too. Si fucking unscrewed a bottle of Coke and raised his eyebrows. Chief Zero has cheated on me twice, and it can't be settled by sending a pennant. After watching the excitement, let's go and eat. Yu Jian shook the car key in his hand. I haven't thoroughly enjoyed the food in Sijukan. Si fucking followed her into the car. The two continued to eat and turn around, and did not return to the hotel until 11 o'clock in the evening. Si fucking sat in front of the computer and began to search for Emperor Yin. There are many records about Emperor Yin, and there are countless unsolved mysteries. It is worth paying attention to the tomb of Emperor Yin, which has not been found so far. Historians speculate that the ancestors of the Ji family specially set up a formation after the death of Emperor Yin to conceal the orientation of the cemetery. Even if you stand on the tomb of Emperor Yin, you can't find it. No one can interfere with his purification. It's okay not to find it. Si fucking stared at the computer in a trance. After meeting the young Emperor Yin Huang, she sometimes wondered how someone like him could sleep in the ground. I watched it for over 2 hours. Si fucking stretched and was about to go to bed when she saw that there was a good night message on her phone. From Yu Zion. Just when she was subconsciously preparing to reply, she found that the time was 1:30 in the morning. If the news came back, wouldn't he be caught by him and didn't sleep well? Si fucking pondered and decided not to return. But at this moment, the second message jumped out. Golden Master, entering. Si fucking. Fail. She decided that the wicked would file a complaint first. Boss, you don't even sleep. You don't listen to what I say. Are you drinking strong coffee again? This time, the other party shows inputting. After 10 seconds. Golden Master, be obedient. Si fucking blinked. It is undeniable that she likes the way she gets along with Yu Zion. She doesn't ask his secrets, and he doesn't press her. A few seconds later, another message came in. Golden Master, can't sleep. I fucking thought for a while and replied truthfully. I was looking at the historical materials just now, I was a little excited, and I couldn't sleep for the time being. Golden Master, well, come down. I fucking was stunned. A second later, she jumped out of bed, opened the curtains and looked outside. A black car was parked below, and a tall man leaned in front of the car. As if aware of her gaze, he raised his head. The moonlight in the middle of the night was like water, scattered on his shoulders, in the half-light and half-darkness, making him more noble. I fucking hesitated for a few seconds, then changed his clothes and quickly went downstairs. The driver was Yu Zion, and Feng San was not there. I fucking sat down in the co-pilot's seat. What are you doing here without sleeping at night? I just finished my business and passed by here. Yu Zion nodded lightly. It's a coincidence that the lights are still on in your room, you haven't slept yet. I slept a lot during the day today. I fucking squeezed his shoulders. I'm about to shoot a new variety show, so I need to adjust my biological clock. Yu Zion hummed and turned the steering wheel. For a walk by the river, relax. Okay. I fucking fastened his seat belt. Boss, don't worry, I'll protect you. Yu Zion's eyebrows moved slightly. The decision to hire a bodyguard was the most correct thing he did. The news that Dragon Crossing is about to appear on IFTV has been reported by major media. This time, no marketing account dared to blackmail I fucking. After all, after going abroad, he is not just one person, but represents the entire Great Xia Empire. Whoever dares to use I fucking at this time is the enemy of all Daxia people. Crossing the Devil has also become a key film and television drama project supported by the Daxia Empire. Fire before broadcast. It's really been a long time since there was such a phenomenal TV series. Goose Hainan's team regretted it like never before. Originally, the role of Su Yiyan was taken away by I fucking, but Goose Hainan was just unwilling. But after being on IFTV, the nature of the show is different. TV actors are inherently more difficult than film actors to go abroad and enter the world. Like Tong Luyun's team, they also believed that Tang Haiqiu and Sang Yanqing teamed up to send the drama Dragon Crossing to IFTV. After all, Sang Yanqing was able to help Su Ling get a top endorsement when he was poor and poorer. With her eloquence, it is no big surprise that IFTV can win. This I fucking is very lucky. Sister Hua couldn't help taking a breath, feeling a little regretful. Even if you didn't choose the heroine, you should have promised them to play the second heroine. Goose Hainan pursed his lips. It's a pity it's too late. She is looking for a breakthrough. In several of her popular TV series, she played pure and kind-hearted characters. But now the female powerhouse is popular, and the role of a little white flower like Goose Hainan is no longer popular, otherwise she would not have auditioned for the heroine of Devil. Goose Hainan took over another powerful female drama in ancient costume. The heroine is a princess. At the beginning, the country was destroyed and her family was destroyed, and she was living in the rivers and lakes. Later, she returned to the imperial capital as a growth drama. The whole team takes this show seriously. It's just that Goose Hainan's voice is too thin, unable to control powerful female characters, and needs to be dubbed later. Forget it, there's nothing you can do if you've already missed it. Sister Hua shook her head. When you finish dubbing this drama, you'll be able to successfully transform. Goose Hainan raised his head. Will Gilu dub me? The crew went to invite her. Sister Hua said, she hasn't been out for a long time, so she was assigned to a radio drama, and she won't miss this opportunity. The two were talking when the dubbing director of the crew called and said a few words. To the effect that the dubbing of Gilu was rejected. Rejection? Sister Hua frowned. Does she know who We's Hainan are? Ask Gilu to give a behind-the-scenes voiceover. That's because she looks down on her, but refuses. If I hadn't heard that Gilu is the ceiling of the dubbing world, I wouldn't have invited her. It's her loss if she doesn't come to dub. Sister Hwa snorted coldly, a voice actor who has never appeared behind the scenes, with so many fans raving about her. Did she really take herself for the day? A voice actor is just dubbing and should correctly understand his position. There is no way to confront SI fucking head on, and can't take care of a small voice actor? Your Majesty will never know how many obstacles Ovo will have on his way to pursue his wife. Recently, Calvin was looking for material, and turned to the comparison between the previous and current film and television dramas. In the past, fighting dramas were real fights, and horseback riding was also real riding. Now they have become special effects, which shocked me. But to be honest, riding a horse really hurts. I was fortunate enough to go to the scenic spot to ride once. Before riding, I thought I was a hero, and after riding, I thought I was a prawn equals. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 322. It's just a few voices, and they all put themselves in a higher position than the back of sight. Without an actor like Gus Hainan who is active on the big screen, what's the use of dubbing behind the scenes? Do you really think that with game dubbing and anime dubbing, you can go on fire for a long time? Sister Hwa really doesn't like these voice actors. Gus Hainan frowned, also surprised. She doesn't answer. She is not one of those traffic stars without foundation and acting skills, but her voice is not suitable for this role. If Gilu is afraid of getting a bad reputation from traffic stars, Gus Hainan is a real behind-the-scenes view. Gilu is a little too crazy. If you don't pick it up, you won't pick it up. There are so many voice actors, so let's replace it with someone else. Sister Hwa said lightly and didn't care. She is not the only one in Chennai Club, we chose her only because we liked her, but it's not that no one else can select. But this breath must not be swallowed. Sister Hwa called the crew and asked them to find a new voice actor. Gus Hainan's reputation is here, and there is indeed no shortage of voice actors to dub her. Soon the crew found Li Yulai, who is also a veteran of the Chennai Society. Not only did Li Yulai call to greet Gus Hainan herself, but she also kindly assured that the dubbing work would be completed perfectly. In stark contrast to the arrogant Gilu, Sister Hwa is very satisfied. It's no wonder that this Li Yulai can enter the entertainment industry. Gilu has not found this person for so many years. Let's see how people do things when it comes to being a human being. Can Li Yulai support this role? Gus Hainan was a little worried. She has a lot of voice acting, but most of them are school dramas and palace fight dramas. This drama is the key to her transformation and has to be taken seriously. Yes, they are all veterans. Where can they go? Sister Hwa waved her hand. I'll check this Gilu first to see what background she has. If there was, she would endure it? No, then don't blame her for being rude. Sister Hwa has contacted several friends in the circle. You said Gilu great god, she has never appeared in public. The other party said, she has never appeared in several meetings of the Chennai Society. She is the most mysterious in the CV circle, and she has never been seen until now. When a photo came out, I wondered what she looked like. It is this mystery that makes Gilu more fans than ever before. When Chennai Club was founded, the internet was not yet developed. In the most developed years of the internet, Gilu disappeared and retired. As a result, no one knew the true face of Gilu. But someone happened to meet her in Sijukan last month. It is said that she is a very ordinary student who is studying for a graduate school, but I can't be sure. In short, the word goddess has nothing to do with it. That's what everyone in the circle thinks. As long as Gilu has some good looks, he will not just hide behind the scenes. But as long as she doesn't show up, fans can comfort themselves that Gilu is still a goddess. Sister Hwa narrowed her eyes. Okay, I understand. She knew it. With no background or appearance, he was praised as a god. No wonder he floated away. Guzhinen also said, if she shows up, it is estimated that the fans will all run away. Who can accept that the goddess they hold is ugly and fat? I'll ask someone to check it out and expose Gilu's photo. Sister Hwa already has a mind in her heart, let's fabricate a few more news and release it to see how she can pick up other dubbings. Guzhinen had no opinion. She was cut off by Third Master Lee, and she was very anxious. But she had no choice but to endure. It was enough for her to retreat from Sci-fucking, and if she couldn't even deal with a voice actor who despised her, she would have spent so many years in the entertainment industry. In the darkness of the entertainment industry, it is time to let Gilu have a taste of what it is like. Public opinion can destroy a star without any background, let alone a voice actor. This weekend's New Year's Eve party is also very important. These are the dresses that other stars will wear. There are a few styles that you have always been very similar to. You should avoid. Sister Hwa put down a stack of documents. If you don't compare with others, you have to compare Chen Yukiao. Press it down. Guzhinen nodded. Chen Yukiao was originally her defeated general, so there was nothing to fear. But when she thought that she would go to the Starlight platform to attend the New Year's Eve party and run into Sci-fucking again, Guzhinen couldn't take it anymore. How can anyone be so lucky? Guzhinen pursed his lips, his heart like an ant biting. It took her a long time to suppress her jealousy and unwillingness. She shook her head. Suppress your thoughts and focus on the New Year's Eve party. The following afternoon, Sci-fucking went to Xia University to find Yu Tang. At the end of December, Sijukan has entered a cold winter. Sci-fucking has a good physique and is not afraid of severe cold, but in order to prevent being blocked, she was fully armed and wrapped herself so that only a pair of eyes were exposed. After receiving Yu Tang, the two went to the grove behind the East Lake. At this time, most of the classes are in session, and there are very few people in the grove. Sci-fucking specially brought the snacks that Zhang Changning gave her. Yu Tang just picked up a piece, but Yu Guang didn't know what he saw, and suddenly jumped up and put the snack into his mouth. Ching ching, hurry up, let's hide. It's too late. Sci-fucking raised his head, what's the matter? Someone is chasing you. No, Yu Tang's eyes were dull, it was discovered too by Master Ziwixian. Sci-fucking felt that this title was a bit familiar. She followed Yu Tang's gaze, just in line with Zuruowen's. Hey, Ching Ching, Zuruowen did not expect to meet Sci-fucking here, so she quickened her pace. Why are you here? We can agree that I will find you first, and you must choose me first. Be a mentor. When it comes to robbing students, she won't be courteous to those old professors. Zuruowen regretted that she should have reminded Sci-fucking to be more restrained during the joint entrance examination of the 7 schools. As a result, she has many opponents. Teacher Zhu, wait until I finish the college entrance examination. Sci-fucking handed over a box of snacks. And my main business is filming, so I won't be a permanent resident in the school. I'm satisfied if you have the heart to come to Xia Da. Zuruowen smiled, then you guys play, I'll go back to the office. After speaking, she smiled and waved to Yu Tang. Yu Tang stammered, Ching, Ching Ching, that is Shi Taiju, she actually smiled at you. Zuruowen's name is known to everyone in Xia University. She herself graduated from the University of Eterna with a doctorate and is the youngest doctoral supervisor. Every year, several papers are published in the journals of the International Science Association, and the actual performance is not generally strong. Sci-fucking raised his eyebrows. I think Teacher Zhu is a good person. She is so beautiful and young, why are you calling her extinct? I haven't taken her classes, but I have heard her lectures. Yu Tang grimaced, it's because she is so powerful that she has such a nickname. Sci-fucking touched his chin, if I follow Teacher Zhu, will I be called Xiaoju? Yu Tang, then you may be the eldest disciple of the Imei faction. The two chatted while eating. Yu Tang picked up a phone call midway. I fucking noticed that her face was not very good looking. What's the matter? My roommate who shows off every day. Yu Tang was very annoyed. I went to a CEO party, said that there would be an elder of the Shenanian club, and showed it to me every day. Her ears were calloused, and I blocked her. She also called me from the payphone. Crazy. I fucking just received the final payment from the radio drama Rose and Kiss. This radio drama has already been released. It has the names of Gilu and Ching Huan. It is the first male voice since Gilu's comeback. She signed a contract with the radio drama production team. The more popular the show, the more reward she gets. Another extra buck. What a great day. I fucking put Ziobai on the table, and then stuffed a gold brick into the place where Yu Tang couldn't see it. Ziobai swallowed it with a gulp. It hiccuped and patted its stomach with its little paw. Ching ching, it doesn't really use its mouth to excrete it, right? Yu Tang stared at Xiaobai. You said you have raised it for more than half a year, why hasn't it grown? Speaking of this, I fucking became expressionless. Its stomach may be a black hole. Xiaobai heard it, glanced at her resentfully, touched his stomach again, and sighed. When will it return to its majestic appearance and go shopping with the dog owner on its back? Yu Tang always felt that sometimes this dog was like a human being. After the two finished eating, Yu Tang went to class. She reluctantly said, Ching Ching, you are shooting a variety show in Sijukan. This is Uncle Ninth's territory. I will let Uncle Ninth take good care of you. He has money, you don't have to save him money. He is also happy to give it to you. Spend money. I fucking waved his hand and said lazily, understood, let's go to class. Yu Tang thought to herself, she is really a good assist. She deliberately sent Yu Zion everything she had done, and then confidently asked for pocket money. Here, I fucking returned to the hotel and received a private message from the president. President, Xiaolu, our Shenanian club is recruiting new people. You are very popular. Please help us forward to Zaoxin's Weibo to see if there are any potential newcomers. We will train them specially. In recent years, the dubbing industry has become very popular, but like the entertainment industry, there are fewer and fewer people with real talents and practical work. It is also difficult to appear as a voice actor of the level of the veteran of the Shenanian society. And it also makes many stars think that there are dubbing actors who can dub later, and they are less and less concerned about the lines. The director only uses traffic stars, and does not invest in service and other productions. In such a vicious circle, there are fewer and fewer well-produced films and TV series. Gilu, okay, no problem. President, oh, it's a pity that you are too busy, Xiaolu, otherwise you can still be a judge at that time. Gilu, I've been free recently, I've been in Sijukan, and I can be a judge. After all, the dubbing does not need to look at the face, it can be judged on the internet. The president was very happy to receive a reply. The studio headquarters of Shenanian Shaw is in Sijukan, and they can get together again. I fucking turned on the computer and was about to log in to Weibo. Sang Yanking knocked on the door and walked in. Ching ching, IFTV has posted a publicity Weibo again, turn it around, don't watch Dragon Crossing on IFTV, everyone will be happy, your opponent is ready when your new drama is released, I will try my best to black you. The higher the expectations, the higher I fucking will be raised. But her opponents don't think she has the strength to be seen by IFTV, so she just waits for the premiere on January 20th, so that the ratings will teach I fucking to be a person. I fucking paused on the keyboard and asked humbly, who do I have in my family? There are only a handful of people she knows in the entertainment industry. Didn't she send them all over the world if they had a good relationship? Sang Yanking. Have to. If the media heard these rambunctious remarks, they would directly say out of context the next day, I fucking thinks so much of himself that he doesn't take other people seriously. There are a few, but the commercial value can't compare to you. Sang Yanking didn't mention the name. When Dragon Crossing is released and sweeps the 3 major TV drama awards, they should know that they are not worthy of your partner. Si fucking nodded and didn't care. She doesn't surf the internet very often, and she really doesn't know much about people in the entertainment industry. She logged into Weibo and forwarded IF's promotional Weibo. Go to the Shenayang Club's homepage again and look for a new Weibo. Here, Sang Yanking also received a reminder of special concern, and she checked it immediately. She was quite afraid that Si fucking would not act as a father to others on the internet. Fortunately, no wrong words. Children are still obedient. Until Sang Yanking received the second reminder of special concern. She raised her heart again, clicked in again, and found that it was still a publicity Weibo, which was quite satisfactory. At V, welcome everyone to come to the interview. There are a lot of benefits / at V, the new year recruiting is about to begin. Sang Yanking stopped when he was about to go out. What's the matter with your second Weibo? What does Shanayan Shah's interview have to do with her artists? Huh, Si fucking glanced at him, his expression didn't change, he was still calm, and opened a can of Coke with one hand. I forgot to cut the number, wait. Good morning. Wow. Q reading monthly pass seems to be almost 2,000, only a dozen votes away. When it's time for us to add more roars in the afternoon. I recommend the fairy TV dramas Shuiyu Edongtian and Baolian Lantern that I watched when I was a child. The play is a must. QWQ. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 323. She took a sip of Coke first, and then under Sang Yanking's gradually solidified gaze, she logged out of her account and then logged into another Weibo account. ID, Gilu. Certification, Shenayang Club member, voice actor. Si fucking used this Weibo account to repost Shenayang Club's Zaoxin Weibo, but this time he didn't add any slogans. Sister Sang, look, it's over. The room was quite quiet. It's not an exaggeration to say it's dead silent. Sang Yanking stared blankly at Si fucking, who was still very leisurely, and his brain began to freeze. The ceiling level in the dubbing world, back to the deer. She had heard the name before she quit the circle. Voice actors need extremely strong emotional appeal, and their acting skills must not be poor, otherwise they will not be able to devote themselves to the role. Now most of the star lines are very poor, and good voice actors are very popular. The great thing about Gilu is that after 5 years of retirement, his status is still unshakable. But Sang Yanking never associated the name Gilu with Si fucking. 5 years ago, how old was Si fucking? She was still in a state of panic. On Weibo, seeing Si fucking's retweet, the muses were also stunned. Why did my wife retweet Shenayang Club's Zaoxin Weibo all of a sudden? Ziuan Swan, my wife Swan, I don't care what he is. Shenayang society is a place that mortals such as me dare not go. Humble, JPG. There are also black fans who rarely caught the flaw in Si fucking's Weibo, and began to pursue it and sow discord. Three-dimensional rubbing against two-dimensional popularity. Does recruiting new people have anything to do with you? How do you know how much benefits are available? It's just rubbing the heat. The popularity of each circle has to be rubbed again. The fans are all coming. I really don't know what the fans are. No one connected her with Gilu. Sang Yanking finally regained his senses. She took a deep breath and managed to calm her heartbeat. You told me a few days ago that I should prepare for the prince. Did you expect today? Absolutely not. Si fucking looked serious. In my plan, there is no such thing as I forget the cut number. Sang Yanking, so you still have a plan? She didn't have time to force Si fucking, and she had already practiced 100 PR methods in her mind, So let's check the current public opinion trend first. Celebrities with high traffic like SI fucking are stared at every move. Deleting Weibo is just trying to hide it? The comments below this retweet quickly surpassed 10,000. Many familiar figures began to appear below. At V, thank you for the promotion of the goddess. At V, thank you Mr. SI for the promotion. The president and Daikuro followed, and even Lee Yuli thanked him below. Wow wow wow, cross dimension. It should be that Ching Huan and Jins Hang knew each other when they were helping youth. SI fucking is so good, obviously his popularity has increased dozens of times, and he has not forgotten to help others to promote it. Wow, my goddess and my goddess know each other, the two chefs are ecstatic. This time, fans from all walks of life drowned out the comments of black fans who said that they were getting hot. Sang Yanking realized later that she seemed to have saved a fortune in public relations. SI fucking praised, we are worthy of cooperation for many years, there is still a tacit understanding. What kind of tacit understanding? Tell me honestly, Sang Yanking finally had time to ask, you are hiding such a big identity from me, why don't you go to heaven? It's no wonder that when we went to film looking for the orphan, the voice actors that the crew recruited were useless at all. The ceiling of the dubbing world is standing in front of her, who else can dub it? SI fucking thought about it for a while, and was very sincere, actually, I have concealed a few more. This is my youngest. Sang Yanking. For the sake of her heart, she stopped SI fucking from continuing, I'm still preparing to go to public relations. You slip once, and sooner or later you will be picked up by eye-catching netizens. But this identity is only good for SI fucking. Sang Yanking floated out. The phone rang twice at this time. This is a group of 5 newly created by the president, and Lee Yuli was not invited. President, Xiaolu, honestly, have you forgotten your number? Fortunately, Huan responded quickly. The official Weibo of Shenyan Club is managed by him. As soon as he saw that the number of retweets soared by 5,000, he knew that SI fucking must be using the star number. SI fucking raised his eyebrows and replied. Gilu, I forgot. It's not a big problem. My agent doesn't have to spend money on Prince Ching Huan is awesome. President, it's really not a big problem. As soon as SI fucking star number was forwarded, the number of people who signed up for the Shenyan Club interview began to skyrocket. There are more people than in previous years combined. As the only top-ranked female idol in traffic, SI fucking's popularity is really not covered. The president was half worried and half happy. The worry is that the front line of this interview will definitely be lengthened and the workload will increase. The happy thing is that the number of applicants is large, and there may be good seedlings. President, your TV series is about to be released, and the company will definitely give you the publicity when the time comes. They can't help with a big favor, but they can still help with such a small favor. The Shenyan Club's recruitment of new people was expanded by SI fucking, and it went directly to the hot search. Although Lee Yuli also went to SI fucking Weibo to thank him, she didn't actually feel anything. After all, the other elders of the Shenyan society have all gone, and if she doesn't go, she will inevitably be compared by those who are interested, which will affect her reputation. Teacher Lee Yuli, please Sister Hua was quite polite. This role is very important to us, Zhainan. We are going to win the Yunding Award. We all recognize your dubbing skills, and we will win-win. Lee Yuli smiled, then congratulate Teacher Gu for winning the Yunding Award in advance. Mr. Lee Yuli and Gilu have known each other for a long time, right? Sister Hua pointed out, have you never met her and don't know the information about her in 3D? Lee Yuli is a human being, and she immediately understood. She deliberately paused for a few seconds before speaking. She really hasn't shown her face. She is quite reserved and silent, and she doesn't talk much in the group. I think she should be a very withdrawn person in reality. She worked as a staff member in the youth program group, and she should be considered half of the entertainment industry. Sister Hua nodded slightly. Similar to what she found. As long as Gilu has a bit of beauty, he will definitely squeeze into the entertainment circle. Lu Li then went to Dub. Sister Hua took the collected photos of Gilu and handed them to Guz Hainan. I found someone to check it out. This should be the Gilu in reality. I asked someone to ask her, and she didn't deny it. She even added Duan Yin. This is a comparison of two audio clips, the same as Gilu. I found out that she did work as a staff member in youth, which is right with Li Yulai. The woman in the photo looks 170 to 80 pounds, with acne pits all over her face. And it is very unhygienic, and the hair can almost drip oil. Guz Hainan looked disgusted. Where does she get the confidence to look like this? She doesn't even clean up. The dubbing doesn't show up, and you can get money while sitting at home. Sister Hua smiled contemptuously. The fans praised her as a god in the dubbing world, and she herself is floating. It's a pity that I don't know the depth of the entertainment industry, as long as you pay attention. Pick it up, you can pick it up. Guz Hainan put the photo back on the table. I'm a little sick to my stomach. You can do the rest, Sister Hua. She doesn't want to show her face, so let's help her show up. Sister Hua smiled, help her expand her fame and turn it around on the hot search. She put away the photos and contacted several marketing accounts, and the navy raised in the studio. She wanted to see how Gilu was still a goddess in the dubbing circle when these photos exploded. With Sci-fi's influence, many people interviewed at Chennai Club this time, and there are some CVs that are already famous. Syata here. Yu Tang was reading a book on the bed. I'm going to the Chennai Club for an interview. Ding Wanwan specially changed her clothes and put on makeup. I heard that Gilu will also come this time. Do you want autographs? She raised her voice deliberately, her eyes turned to Yu Tang intentionally or unintentionally. The other two roommates responded immediately. Yu Tang didn't care. Ding Wanwan glanced at her, snorted coldly, and went out with a small bag on her back. It was too cold outside, so Yu Tang planned to stay in the dormitory for a day, until he received a message from Sci-fi. Sci-fi, I'm interviewing newcomers next door to your school, do you want to come and play? Yu Tang's eyes lit up, and she replied with the word want, immediately changed her clothes and got out of bed, and rushed out of the school gate as quickly as possible. While waiting for the car, she suddenly realized that something was wrong. She also knew that the studio of Chennai Society was next to Syata. Today is the first day of the public interview of Chennai Club. Ding Wanwan had been showing off for a long time last night. Recalling what happened on Weibo yesterday, Yu Tang instantly understood everything. The other elders of the Chennai Society have all shown their faces, but Gilu does not have a single photo. It is self-evident who Sci-fi is. Yu Tang covered her mouth, and the car didn't wait any longer. She immediately drove a shared bicycle and rode it like a fly. She couldn't wait to post with Ching Ching. This is the Chennai Shaw studio. I'm with Xiaolu. The president divided the labor. Da hey, you are with Ching Huan and Jin Shang. Although a group of people have been screened before, the requirements for the second round of interviews are even higher. Da hey murmured, what's the matter with me being a husband and wife team? Alas, there are few people, you will just be a light bulb. The president comforted, you have a large wattage, and others can't be a light bulb. Outside the studio, many people came to interview. After seeing Ding Wanwan, the other interviewers became vigilant. Ding Wanwan is also considered a little famous in the CV circle. She is also a Xia college student with such a high degree of education that she has many fans on Weibo. Chennai Shaw only needs 3 people this time. Ding Wanwan has already occupied a spot. Ding Wanwan sat on the sofa and waited. The elevator dinged, the door opened, and Yu Tang came up out of breath. She was about to ask Sci-fi which room she was in, when Ding Wanwan saw her face. she suddenly sneered. Who am I to be? Ding Wanwan looked sarcastic. I asked you to sign an autograph, but you don't want it, you just ignore me, but you came with me. Scholar. Can you dub? Yu Tang's expression turned cold, and before he could speak, the door of the interview room opened with a creak. The president stood at the door with a kind voice. Miss Yu Tang, Xiaolu just mentioned you to me, come in quickly, there is heating inside, come in, and bake. Yu Tang wiped his sweat and trotted over, come here. After she entered, the president closed the door again. The hall was silent. A few seconds later, Ding Wanwan frequently looked at her. Ding Wanwan's face turned red all of a sudden, and her hands unconsciously squeezed the straps of her backpack. Yu Tang even knew Gilu? How many people does she know? I don't usually hear Yu Tang say this. Ding Wanwan's expression was uncertain, but she could only endure the gazes around her and wait. Interview room. Ching ching, my roommate is really sick. Yu Tang began to complain. She is still very narcissistic, and she actually thinks I am following her. Si fucking raised his head, Ding Wanwan. The president looked at the information, hey, who screened her for me, we don't want such a person, and then it will be the second Li Yulai. He pulled out Ding Wanwan's information and explained, she likes marketing on the internet. I see that there are so many top students in Xia University, and there are not a few who have full grades, and none of them boast like her every day. That's right, Yu Tang snorted, we put all the perfect scores in the 7-school joint test, and we didn't advertise it. The president's hand trembled and he raised his head suddenly, his voice changed, full score. Si fucking leaned on the chair, low-key, low-key. President. Is this humming too low-key? The president just thought it was incredible, how do you still have time to study while playing esports in front of a star? Just. Si fucking thought for a while, I played a game and took an exam while filming. President. He shouldn't have asked. Inhuman. The president got up and went out again. When the interviewers saw him coming out, they all stood up. Ding Wanwan also got up and saw the president walking towards her. She was overjoyed. President. She must have been admitted. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 324. What if Yu Tang and Gilu knew each other? She would be able to work with Gilu right away. Ding Wanwan is also very curious, what does Gilu look like? That's right, Miss Ding, after we checked your resume, we found that your style does not match Shenayang Club very well, so we express our regret. The president said officially, I hope to have the opportunity to cooperate in the future. Ding Wanwan was about to express her thanks directly, but was stunned by the sentence, the club, the president. Miss Kui Ding went for a trip today. The president was very polite, this way, please. Did she speak ill of me? Ding Wanwan gritted her teeth and burst into tears. President, don't believe her, she likes to arrange me in the dormitory, she is just jealous of me. Otherwise, how could she be rejected as soon as Yu Tang entered? It must have something to do with Yu Tang. The president frowned, it has nothing to do with other people. Shenayang Club does not follow the marketing route. You are still young, so don't be fascinated by the materialism and feasting in the society. What he said was already very euphemistic. The other interviewers also showed stunned expressions. They also know Ding Wanwan's style very well, and the fan circle is very playful. Ding Wanwan's face turned blue and white. After being told by the president, she didn't have the face to stay any longer, she picked up her bag and ran away with her face covered. Everyone continues the interview, the president said slowly, who can see the deer in the end depends on your ability. The interviewees were all excited. Gilu is a godlike existence to them. Qing Huan, Jin Shang, and Da He first screened a round of people. When the president and Si fucking arrived, there was only one interviewee left. The teenager has a world-weary face, a standard two-dimensional. After entering, his eyes suddenly widened. It's okay, I thought no one could be elected today. The president pushed his glasses. This is Xiaolu, do you usually watch the news? I won't introduce it further. Si fucking greeted him, hello. The teenager looked at her blankly, and after a few seconds, he exclaimed, The president stared, how do you talk? Be polite, I'll brush you off if you're not polite. The boy stared straight at Si fucking as if he hadn't heard him, and the whole person was frozen in place. Okay, President, the first time you saw Xiaolu, it didn't get any better. He said, this kid is tough enough to be sucked into our club. The president turned his head, what about Xiaolu? The strength is really good. Si fucking nodded, do you have any requirements? In terms of salary? I want to sign an autograph. The boy shook and stuttered, they said you bring an autographed photo with you, can you give one? President. He finally understood why Si fucking didn't want to reveal his identity. Fans follow wherever they go. Si fucking took a signed photo for him. I don't want my salary. The young man clenched his fists and looked excited, being able to work with the goddess, we will be invincible in front of us. Si fucking. The president's forehead twitched, how did you recruit such a middle schooler? He reminded, President, you were like this when you were young. We lack a passionate young man in our club. The president is tired, go. He signed a contract with the teenager, let's have a meal, I'll treat you today. On the other side, Xiata. Ding Wanwan went back to the dormitory crying. When Yu Tang came back, she was still crying. Crying and scolding, Yu Tang, you green tea bitch. Why do you like to speak ill of me to others? It's all your fault. Yu Tang was completely annoyed, she took a picture of a brick without saying a word, and sneered, one more beep, I'll tell you, your head blossomed on the spot. Ding Wanwan was stunned. Yu Tang put down the brick, wiped his hands, and went to bed. Ding Wanwan didn't dare to cry and huddled under the quilt. She swiped her phone and saw that the Shenyang Club had announced the first new member to join the club, and felt extremely aggrieved. If it wasn't for Yu Tang, she would definitely not be brushed off. The more Ding Wanwan thought about it, the more angry she became. She was about to send a Weibo to accuse Shenyang society of avenging her personal revenge. She saw an airborne hot search. Exposure. What is the real appearance of the two-dimensional goddess Gilu? Will you still like her? Ding Wanwan was stunned for a moment, then clicked in to take a look. Several marketing accounts posted the same copy. At Circle V, after thinking about it, I didn't expect the true appearance of the dubbing goddess to be like this. How can I say it? Below are some pictures and a video. In the video, the protagonist in the picture is dubbing, with Gilu. Originally, netizens didn't take this hot search seriously. Gilu's reputation is too great, and there are many people who want to drag her to the altar. Every once in a while, photos of Gilu will be released, and each one is uglier than the other. But this time with video. Old fans of Shenyang Club, this voice belongs to Gilu, you can't go wrong, Gilu's first work is this voice, and her voice is difficult to imitate. It's not disillusionment, everyone is gone. It's so ugly, I don't know how you can call out the word goddess to this face. I feel like throwing up when I think of such a disgusting face for such a handsome character. Don't say it, I have already vomited, and I have followed her, so I will cancel it. Fortunately, Guz Hainan was not dubbed. Guz Hainan played all beauties. If Gilu dubbed Guz Hainan, I would definitely substitute her face. I can't watch this TV series anymore. With the fate of the Navy, the wind of public opinion is rarely the same, and everyone is scolding. Lucy saw it too. She originally thought that Gilu was at least an ordinary person, but she didn't expect it to look like this. Although many fans kept saying that they didn't care about Gilu's appearance, when these photos and videos came out, Fans' expectations dropped to the bottom, and even loyal fans couldn't accept it. Lucy snorted. I didn't expect that a dubbing god like Gilu would be confused in such a way. It's self-inflicted. She was glad that she did not reject Goose Heinen's team. After all, she is just an ordinary person, and there is no way to confront Goose Heinen head-on. It's just a pity to return the deer. But Leulai didn't really feel pity, but there was a secret pleasure in her heart. She clicked on Gilu's Weibo, and the latest promotion for recruiting new recruits was followed by all the scolding. Why are you showing your face? Isn't it bad to be behind the scenes? Nausea. I really like you blindly, I vomited, even if you don't show your face all the time. Boying Gilu to take over the dubbing work of the world too cannot destroy the light of Kewuman. There are also die-hard fans and rational fans who are insisting. Judging a girl's appearance at will is a bad behavior. Xiaolu's strength is displayed here. What's wrong with her talent? I don't care what she is, I will continue to like her. I don't think this is Xiaolu, her appearance is given by her parents and can't be changed, but Xiaolu can't be so sloppy, she is very clean and gentle. She said she was a fawn and she was. I also said that I was the reincarnation of Emperor Yin. Protect the deer in the front row. Wait for clarification. But these voices could not resist the abuse of other netizens. Leulai glanced at it, stopped paying attention, and then dubbed Goose Heinen's new drama. Goose Heinen can be said to be proud of the spring breeze these 2 days. After Gilu's videos and photos were posted on the internet, their popularity instantly flopped. Directly dropped 500,000 powder. This is all live powder. And a day has passed, and Gilu's personal social account remains motionless. Shanayan Shah also did not have any unnecessary excuses, and was still promoting new radio dramas. The following is still a scuffle. Ratings for the radio drama Rose and Kisses began to plummet. Kewuman's Peak The World is about to make the second part of the anime. Gilu, Qinghuan, and Jin's Hang are invited. The fans were originally ecstatic, but now they have turned into boycotts. In one day, Gilu has changed from a dubbing goddess held by everyone to a mouse crossing the street. Even the other members of the Shanayan Club were scolded over and over again. Do you feel comfortable, Sister Hua lit a cigarette. She doesn't know where to hide. She must regret not dubbing you. If you had been obedient, why did you get to this point? Goose Heinen liked a few Weibo and put away his phone. I don't have time to pay attention to her. Today's New Year's Eve party is the focus. There's really no need to pay attention. Sister Hua nodded, she and you are not from the same world. Starlight TV's New Year's Eve party invited many stars, and the number of reservations was the highest among all TV stations. Originally, with the coffee positions of Su Yang and Lu Ningsheng, Xing Guangtai could not invite them. But Sci-Fi was there, and the two happily agreed to the invitation. The director of Xing Guang Channel has already regarded Sci-Fi as his own, and specially arranged the first program for her. Sci-Fi sang the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts. The Shanayan Club is on the cusp of the storm, and Sci-Fi even sings Gilu's famous song, which is bold enough. Forget about Gilu, I remembered that face again, about to vomit. Not to mention the rest, Sci-Fi singing skills have improved. It's exactly the same as Gilu Yuan singing. This opera is even better than last time. Actually, I still like Gilu. I don't care whether she is fat or not, but she is too sloppy. How can a girl be so unloving of cleanliness? This is unacceptable. After Sci-Fi finished singing the song, the hostess took the stage. Our teacher Si is really amazing, can sing and dance, and is talented. The hostess laughed, Mr. Si is my role model. Before I was 20 years old, the first TV series appeared on IFTV. This achievement no one really can compare. As soon as the sentence came out, several female stars in the audience had changed their faces slightly. The hostess received a request from the organizer. Today's New Year's Eve party is dominated by Sci-Fi. The hostess handed over the microphone, The new year is coming. What does Mr. SI want to say to everyone? First of all, I wish everyone a happy New Year's Eve. SI fucking raised his eyebrows and smiled. A new year is coming and a new journey is about to start. Some things have happened recently, which made me realize again what it feels like to be cyberviolent. Here, I will share with you how to deal with cyberviolence. As soon as she said these words, the audience and other stars felt that something was wrong. It is true that SI fucking still has a large number of black fans, and a large part of these black fans are fans of the family. But the fighting power of the mooses is no joke. The black fans couldn't dance in front of SI fucking at all. What kind of cyber violence made SI fucking speak publicly? It's a New Year's Eve party. 80 million viewers. No words were spoken above, and the moderator did not block. SI fucking's expression was light. We all know that I have a straight temper, and I also personally go to anti-black, so I just took this opportunity to ask Teacher Gu here. The host was stunned. The photographer on the side had already subconsciously aimed the lens at Gu's Hainan. Gu's Hainan was a little dazed, not pretending. Did you just get up? Gu's Hainan doesn't seem to bother SI fucking. What is she doing? Even if Gu's Hainan loses to her in Sui Yan's audition, he is also your senior. Mad is not so mad. If Crossing the Devil hits the streets by then, there will be a good show to watch. Gu's Hainan frowned. She has endured SI fucking enough. What does SI fucking mean? Why is she still holding on to her? Except for Sui Yan's casting, there is no other conflict between them. This is a New Year's Eve party, live broadcast, and many people are watching. Is SI fucking crazy again? But when the camera was facing her, Gu's Hainan couldn't pretend he didn't see it. She stood up and said politely, Mr. SI, what do you want to say to me? She showed it softly, and SI fucking was aggressive, which would only arouse the disgust of passers-by. No matter what SI fucking said, she would only benefit. I won't dub you. If you have any opinion, say it in front of me. Don't make small moves behind your back. Be generous. Maybe I can still look up to you. SI fucking smiled slowly. Also, those photos and videos you posted, the people in them are not me. I'm mistaken. The first time. The whole network fell off the horse. It's cool I finished writing this episode today. Vigorously give Ching Ching a monthly pass, and continue to add more when there are 3,000 votes. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 325. As soon as these words came out, there was an instant deathly silence in the audience. Gu's Hainan's smile froze little by little, her ears buzzed, and she couldn't understand what SI fucking was talking about for a while. Other stars were also at a loss. Gu's Hainan asked SI fucking to dub her? Crazy. How can one actor dub another actor? As long as Gu's Hainan has some IQ, it is impossible for SI fucking to dub her. The host was also stunned, not knowing how to round up the scene. Until some of the audience gradually recovered. I heard it right. Did you hear it right? Doesn't SI fucking mean that she is the deer? Gu's Hainan just liked a few Weibo posts that Gilu did not dub her. I still remember it. What a joke. How old was SI fucking when Gilu became famous? Teenagers. Whether it's SI fucking or not, but one thing to say, dubbing is a thing that depends on talent, and some people are born with many kinds of voice lines. I can't do it, I'm crazy. The number of people watching online began to skyrocket. In the blink of an eye, it has risen by another million. Under the camera, Gu's Hainan's face flushed instantly. She tried to calm her voice. Mr. SI, what are you talking about? When did I ask you to dub me? How could I ask you to dub me? Teacher SI, I know you don't like me, but there's no need to do this again, right? But even though she said that, she was completely panicked. A thought slowly surfaced in my mind, but it was extremely unbelievable. Goose Hainan couldn't convince himself to accept it at all. Introduce myself again. Si fucking raised his head and looked at the camera. It's the first time to meet you as Gilu. Thank you, Teacher Gu, for letting us meet here. Today, I will reenact the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts. I hope everyone likes it. Her words used 4 voices. Men, women, young, and old. It also happens to correspond to the characters in several works that Gilu became famous for. Listeners who are familiar with Gilu know that these works are masterpieces that cannot be recovered. Reconnecting with the previous drama in the Ballad of the Mountain Ghost, all doubts vanished. Me, I'm stupid, she fucking is the returned deer. Father. Today Si fucking is my father. What magical fact is this? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would have thought I was dreaming. I thought I was dreaming now. Goose Hainan's face froze, looking at Si fucking in disbelief. His reason suddenly collapsed at this moment. Is Si fucking the returned deer? How can that be? Other stars were also shocked and speechless. Some stars have also watched the national comic The World, and there are many who like Gilu. But no one connected the names Gilu and Si fucking. Without him. A 2-dimensional, a 3-dimensional, why did it break the wall today? There are a lot of people pretending to be me, so it's justifiable for Teacher Gu to be deceived. Si fucking took it easy. It's not clear on the internet. I'll tell you again here, I refuse to dub you, the first one. I really despise you. I want to fight for the Yunding Award. I will fight for it myself, and I won the prize that should have been someone else by some dirty means, which is quite wasteful. Second, I'll give you back what you said. Who do you think you are, and let me dub you? After becoming a Golden Flower Award star, you're gone? Thinking that everyone is your mother, they have to get used to you. The princess is sick. These 2 sentences directly forced Goose Hainan to the point where he had nowhere to go. The Navy and marketing account who broke the photos of Gilu didn't make it too obscure this time, and people in the circle could see it. But most importantly, she used her account to like several Weibo criticizing Gilu. It has not been cancelled, and I cannot say that I am slippery. The reason why she liked is to act weak and make fans feel sorry for her. But this time, these points agree with the evidence that she maliciously spread rumors about Si fucking. Not to mention the stars present, even the director of Xinguang Station did not expect that the beginning of this year's New Year's Eve would be such a shocking big news. He took a look at the live ratings and the number of people watching the webcast soared to 84 million. He had never seen such a high number. On stage. Originally I just wanted to dub quietly and earn some extra money. After all, I'm really poor. Si fucking smiled. I'll say it straight, follow the trend, don't have any opinion of my own, and abuse others at will. I don't deserve to be my fan, and I don't need this kind of fan, so don't take yourself too seriously, as if you're gone can affect me. By the way, you must do what you say and never listen to my works again. Come on, I am optimistic about you. There are indeed many people who abused this time on the internet. A large part is the end of the Navy. The other part is that many male fans of Gilu saw that the image of the goddess in their dreams was shattered, and it was difficult for them to accept that they had become a fan of such a person before, and they were frantically insulted, and all the ugly words of humiliation were used. Female fans can't maintain it. Seeing the reversal of things at this moment, these abusive male fans are also stupid. Saying no regrets is impossible. Well said. Don't listen to your sister C's work, do what you say, man, don't break your word. I have never seen Si fucking so rigid, and she is not a fan, and the entertainment industry is clear. You may not know that her remuneration for the drama Dragon Crossing is actually very small, less than 1/5 of the other top female stars. It is also that she asked Tang Haiqiu to invest more money in the drama. In addition, I will sue this lady who pretends to be my identity, and prepare to receive a lawyer's letter. Si fucking said lightly, Okay, the experience is shared here. If you have any questions, you can consult my lawyer, she will answers for everyone. She waved her hand and stepped down calmly. After a few steps, he came back. By the way, my new drama Dragon Crossing will be released simultaneously on Starlight and IFTV on the 20th of next month. I fucking was calm, everyone is welcome to watch, the crew's official Weibo will draw some small gifts at that time. Give everyone. Backstage, the director and deputy director stared at each other. Can I fucking find opportunities for publicity? The headmaster lit a cigarette, exhaled slowly, and his fingers trembled. I really believe that sentence now. I fucking is someone who can handle it, and if something happens, she will do it in person. To cooperate with I fucking is to dig a treasure. The audience was still confused. I really thought she was sharing her experience for a while, so I'm bothering you. It's really a cool drama of the year. I just said that there will be big melons at the end of the year, cool to me. Goose Hainan thinks that Gilu is a voice actor, so he definitely can't argue with her who knows that Gilu is I fucking. This reversal makes me laugh to death. Goose Hainan people are stupid. I fucking is really just now, no one should dare to provoke her in the future, Goose Hainan said she was just now. Goose Hainan is getting cold now today. There are 85 million people watching the New Year's Eve at Starlight Terrace. She loves tea, and even if Gilu is really just an ordinary person, she is going too far. She deserves it. Iron plate. There are so many people watching in real time, and more people will know. How could Goose Hainan not understand this truth? She slumped on the seat, her clothes were completely soaked in cold sweat, her face was as pale as paper, and her body kept shaking. Because she is an afterthought and became famous early, the seat was arranged in the first row. Every now and then the camera would swipe at her. The two male stars next to them deliberately moved their chairs farther away. As if she were some kind of street mouse. Goose Hainan has collapsed, she has no strength to stay any longer, but so many people are watching, and there is no way to leave. How could this be? She did all the calculations, but she didn't even calculate that I fucking and Gilu were the same person. What should she do now? Goose Hainan panicked like never before. She followed Lee Sainyi very early, and she went smoothly after her debut. She didn't experience any setbacks, and she did have a serious princess disease. Goose Hainan had a strong smile on his face, not knowing how she managed to endure the New Year's Eve party. The party finally ended, she ran out like a night away, found Sister Hua, and cried out in despair, "Sister Hua, what should I do? How could she be Gilu? I don't believe it, I don't want to believe it at all." Sister Hua never expected that things would turn out like this. She gritted her teeth and grabbed Goose Hainan, "Let's go, you won't be able to leave after the media will come. For such an annual big melon, there is no need to give money at all, and the marketing account has already taken the initiative to compete for performance." Soon, new hot searches appeared, which quickly exploded the rankings. 1 #SI fucking, Gilu #981943810 explosion. 2 #the same person as the two-dimensional three-dimensional goddess #891273439 explosion. 3 #Goose Hainan, backstage #431940462. This time, Weibo was directly paralyzed, and the programmer brother didn't have time to repair it. This paralysis is paralyzed for half an hour. After finally repairing it urgently, the army of melon eaters came in, and the backstage almost failed to hold it again. Some netizens have gone to pick up Goose Hainan. This year's netizens are all Sherlock Holmes, who are very keen-eyed, and soon found that Goose Hainan and the third master of the Lee family have an affair. But the important thing is that the third master of the Lee family has a wife and son. Pull one hair and move the whole body. The entry #Goose Hainan was also quickly searched by netizens, followed by #Goose Hainan rushing into Chen Yukiao's back #. The top 10 most popular searches all have a direct and indirect relationship with SI fucking. It's disgusting. Interfering in other people's marriages, men and women are not good things. Chen Yukiao was unlucky after being robbed by Goose Hainan, he was suppressed. I will see you when the entertainment industry is purged, SI fucking, forever. In the backstage lounge, Sang Yanking pinched his brows, feeling very tired. Didn't you say keep it away? Enough is enough. SI fucking changed his clothes. If this is me, maybe she won't be able to see the sun tomorrow. Moon sees deeply. In fact, her temper is much better than that of the second child and the younger sister. Sang Yanking, what have you done before? You said, I can bear it. SI fucking thought for a while, and said something casually, have you heard of the Black Spiders, a transnational criminal organization? They found someone to trap me, but I didn't. I took their nest alone. Sang Yanking covered his heart. Go away, Mr. Yu is waiting for you outside. She really overestimated the endurance of her heart. SI fucking put on his hat and mask, and blinked. Sister Sang, bye. Sang Yanking was expressionless. Hurry up, I have to work overtime. The back door, the black car is parked on the side of the road. SI fucking jumped over. The door is opened. Yu Zian opened her eyes and smiled lightly. Have you had a good time? Not bad. SI fucking got into the car, squinting fox eyes. It's offended me several times. The heater in the car is fully on. The snowflakes on her hair instantly melted into small water droplets, falling drop by drop. Yu Zian picked up a dry disposable face towel and wiped her hair. His hands are warm. SI fucking enjoyed it very much. Boss, you will definitely be a good father. Yu Zian raised her eyes full of deep meaning. He said lightly, yeah. Let's go, I'll treat you to dinner. SI fucking said lightly, eat whatever you want. Various details are still being picked up on the internet. Here, Lu Li came out of the recording studio. She's taken on several voiceover jobs recently, and it's been a lot of work. Before Li Yulai could sit down and rest, she received a call from a friend. Lu Li, don't dub Goose Hainan's new drama, the friend said. She's confused and won't be bought by a TV station. Li Yulai was taken aback. Blurred? What do you mean? The show hasn't aired yet, so why is it so confusing? And Goose Hainan is the post-viewer of the Golden Flower Awards, and he has guaranteed ratings. Unlike other traffic stars, no matter how bad the filming is, it is impossible to degenerate to the point where no stage will buy it, right? SI fucking is Gilu. The entertainment industry is blown up. The friend became excited. What else do you think you are trying to squeeze into the entertainment industry? Go directly to her and ask her to give you a supporting role, and you can in. Aren't you all veterans of the Shinayan Society? You already knew she was Gilu. Good morning. Thank you for your monthly pass. 3 equals. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 326. SI fucking's position in the entertainment industry is actually a bit strange. Saying that she is a first-line star, she does not have an independent work, let alone a mainstream award. She is not, but her traffic, popularity, and commercial value are really incomparable to ordinary first-line stars. Li Yulai has been in the entertainment circle during this time, and she can hear SI fucking's name almost every day. Even SI fucking several opposing star teams lamented that SI fucking's luck was not so good. Of course, it's not that Li Yulai didn't want to curry favor with SI fucking in the past and break into the entertainment industry. It is said that SI fucking has a prosperous physique. Xia Yu, Lu Ningsheng, Yuan Heping, Zhang Changning, these people's resources are also better than each other. but Si fucking is so easy to approach. Li Yulai also gave up, but what did she hear? Gilu is Si fucking. Li Yulai's ears were buzzing, and she couldn't get back to her senses for a long time. On the phone, my friend was still sighing. I didn't expect Si fucking to be low-key enough. The Zhou family bullied her so much. She still has time to join dubbing clubs online to earn money. She was so independent at a young age. You know, she was only 10 years old. Are you in your early years? At the New Year's Eve party, Si fucking proved that she is Gilu with one sentence and 4 voices. She didn't tell the specific story, but netizens who love to make up brains automatically filled in the past. It was nothing more than the fact that the Zhou family treated her harshly, and she had no choice but to choose other ways to survive. Muselai's mother fans were all tortured and cried. If it weren't for the deaths and injuries of the Zhou family, they would have formed a group to fight. Seeing that Li Yulai did not respond for a long time, the friend called out again, "Li Yulai." Only then did Li Yulai come back to her senses. She opened her mouth, but found that her voice was dry and unable to say anything. I. Anyway, you're definitely going to be prosperous now, my friend said. There are only 6 of you in the startup company. People in the circle say that Si Fu is devoted to justice. If you have any help, she will definitely help. Li Yulai ended the call in a daze. She suddenly remembered why Si fucking didn't even use the dubbing at that time, and just played it by himself. She also said in the veteran group of the Shenyan Club that the current traffic stars have poor line skills and need to use dubbing. Daehei and the others were shocked. This shows that they already knew that Gilu was Si fucking. Everyone knows it except her. Li Yulai took a deep breath, completely unable to restrain her anger. She opened Weibo and found that the entry hashtag was still the top searched entry. The moose were also shocked. Damn it, I should have realized it a long time ago. Why is my wife recruiting new recruits from the Shenyan society? I said tremblingly, it should have been when youth was performed at the earliest, and she should have been vigilant when she sang Mountain Ghost Ballad. Later, she invited Qing Huan and Jin Shang to Xiaoyu to help out, but you didn't respond, you fake fans. It's clear that a certain female star is too good at hiding it. Okay, you can see that she obviously cut the wrong number. She is still so calm, she didn't delete it. If she deleted it, she might be picked up. Thanks to Guz Hainan, if it weren't for her tricks, do you believe that a certain female celebrity could hide it for a lifetime? Based on my many years of experience, I deeply suspect that my goddess has concealed some incredible identity. One day, a plane suddenly picked her up and told her to save the world. I believed it. The moose danced wildly in the super chat. Black fans can be said to be as quiet as chickens. Originally, the black fans planned to tie Si fucking and the Shenyan Club together, and make a few more black waves. In the end, Si fucking was Gilu himself, and all the smearing plans were broken without attack. Mom fans figured out that Si fucking was going to work at such a young age, and started crying in the comments. Si fucking looked at the screen full of Zai Zai and Qingbao. Although she is also Xiao Yinhuang's mother fan, why can't she get used to her own mother fan at all? On the side, Yu Zian handed her a bunch of grilled spicy beef skewers. You had such a good time, what do you think? Si fucking thought for a while, with a serious expression. Don't worry about dialing the wrong number. Oh, Yu Zian raised her eyebrows. Not in a hurry. Is there no other number? Si fucking took a bite of the roasted meat. How could I not keep my whole card for myself? There was a smile in Yu Zian's eyes. What the girl said is true. The bell rang at 12 o'clock, and the last boom sounded, and the fireworks were in full bloom. Si fucking raised his head, his fox eyes were bright. The new year is here. I wonder if it will be the same in the Great Xia dynasty. She just followed the young Yinhuang around the streets of Yuanye. During the Great Xia dynasty, Yuanye was far more important than New Year's Eve for the common people. There are records in the Book of Xia and History of Xia. Yu Zian nodded lightly. in the Lunar New Year, we remove the old and make new ones, exorcise evil spirits and avoid disasters, worship gods and ancestors, and the sound of firecrackers marks the end of the year, and the spring breeze brings warmth into Tasuk. Yes, I know I fucking blinked, however, I read the legend of Yinhuang, and there is no detailed record of what is done on these festivals. Yuzian was silent for a moment. In that era, there were many wars and chaos, and many festivals were saved, and it was not so prosperous. Si fucking was very serious. Without that era, we would not have the prosperity we have today. The man's eyes suddenly darkened. After a few seconds, he took out a box and opened it. Inside is a weapon that resembles a sword, but without a blade. MB light all over the body, very beautiful. This is Longke Leng Yuzian said, there are 18 kinds of hidden weapons that can be used in it. This is your 19th birthday present. You like the big summer dragonfinch, so you named it after the dragonfinch. Si fucking was startled, and his voice quickly surpassed his thoughts. Boss, how much is it? Yuzian raised her head, Rufen narrowed her eyes, and the visible danger spread. How many times? Si fucking changed his words immediately. Whenever is your birthday, I will also give you many presents. Yuzian's tone was cool. It's not my birthday, so I can't remember when it is. That's not okay, but you haven't met me before. Si fucking was very generous and patted him on the shoulder. If you give me such a valuable thing, I will definitely give you the whole big one. Okay, Yuzian responded, I'll check when I go back. After eating, sleepiness surged. Si fucking yawned, and soon fell into a deep sleep. Yuzian turned her head slightly, and took off her suit jacket to cover her body. Snowflakes fell one after another, staining the ground white. He looked up at the sky full of stars, and reached out to catch the scattered snowflakes. New Year is here. He saw it. The other side. Guz Hainan didn't close her eyes all night, and she didn't dare to go online. What frightened her even more was that after Sister Hua sent her to the hotel where she was staying, she answered the phone and left. She called, and the female mechanical voice reminded her that she was temporarily unavailable. She was blocked. This shows that the company is going to give up on her. The panic in Guz Hainan's heart grew bigger and bigger. She hasn't recovered yet. She just asked the team to blow up Gilu's photo on the internet. How did she get to this point? The New Year's Eve was very lively, but Guz Hainan suffered until dawn. She got up, stared at her emaciated self in the mirror, tidied up briefly, and changed into clothes. She was about to sneak away. There must be many entertainment reporters staring at her, and she will definitely not accept any interviews. But when Guz Hainan walked to the back door, he was caught by the bodyguards in black who were waiting there. She screamed, "What are you doing? Let me go, let me go. Miss, I've been caught." The man who looked like a housekeeper looked Guz Hainan up and down, then turned his head and said respectfully to the woman beside him, "It's you." The woman took off her sunglasses. "Come on, call me." No matter how stupid Guz Hainan was, he understood. This is Li Sanyi's original match. She struggled harder. "What do you want to do? It's your husband who can't control his lower body. Why don't you rape him? Only women. Papa papa." The woman applauded, not angry, but smiled, as expected of true love. "I still think about him now. You can see him if you want. After all, you have to die together. It's really touching. Come here." She yelled, and soon two bodyguards in black came forward and threw the unconscious Third Master Li down in front of Guz Hainan. Guz Hainan's eyes froze. Seeing Li Sanyi's bloody appearance, her scalp almost burst open. A gust of cold air rushed straight to Tianling Gai, and Guz Hainan let out a scream. She looked at the woman in disbelief, shaking all over. How dare this woman beat Mr. Li like this? That's the Li family. It's all here, let's hit it together. The woman blew on her nails. The man's skin is rough and thick, so it's just right to give him an extra spanking. Third Master Li, who had passed out, was woken up by the bodyguard splashing salt water, screaming in pain. Before he recovered, there was another burst of punching and kicking. It's really unlucky. The woman looked down at the two of them. Let's go, remember to send to the hospital after the beating, and heal your wounds well. Congratulations, miss, you're single again. The housekeeper smiled. Now Mr. Li can no longer use the marriage that the two families agreed to blackmail you in the name of unfilial piety. This matter is also thanks to Sci-fucking. Women have known for a long time that Mr. Li has hired a female celebrity, but they haven't made a fuss about it. If Sci-fucking hadn't directly stabbed the whole internet during the New Year's Eve party, she didn't know how long she would have to endure it. Once it exploded all over the internet, the Li family couldn't suppress the scandal, so they gave her this opportunity. The woman hummed and put her sunglasses on again. Where is Miss Jachisi? I'll go thank her. After getting rid of the scumbag, she felt better than ever. Guz Hainan's reputation was completely rotten. The video of her and Mr. Li being beaten up by the original wife was posted on the internet, and the number of views quickly exceeded 10 million. It was so fast that no one expected to fall into the situation in a glorious time. Naturally, no one dared to buy Guz Hainan's new TV series, and the crew began to claim compensation from her. Shanayan Shah gathered 5 people today. The president gave a thumbs up. Xiaolu, you are good in the entertainment industry, no wonder you were not in a hurry at that time. I was almost anxious to death. It is always harder to refute rumors than to spread them. Saved money, but also pressed the other party to death. I heard that Mrs. Li sent someone to beat Guz Hainan and Mr. Li this morning. Ching Huan nodded. Guz Hainan really has no face in the entertainment industry now. It deserves it. She wanted Xiaolu not to get along at the time, and now she has committed the crime. Dehe snorted coldly. Xiaolu, you work hard, and kill all the malignant tumors in the entertainment industry. By the way, Xiaolu, this is an invitation from the world too. Ching Huan smiled. You were not in the circle when the first film was released, and the script writing team of this second film has specially tailored a role for you. Sci-fucking raised his eyebrows. What role? Here, the landlord of Tiangxialu. Ching Huan took out the character information and handed it over. He controls all the information in Jianghu. No one knows his true face, but he can be a man or a woman, old or young. Sci-fucking was silent. If she hadn't been sure that no one knew that she was working in T18 except for the second senior brother and the third senior sister, she deeply suspected that the screenwriter of the world too had entered T18. Yes, I'll take it. Sci-fucking nodded. I really like this character. I'll go out for a while. She got up and went to the bathroom. Just came out and was stopped. Sci-fu tilted his head up. It was Li Yulai who followed the President Dehe all the way here. Gilu, what do you mean? Li Yulai looked at her. I kindly asked you if you needed help, but you said you were a staff member of the crew of Youth and Youth. She still believed it? Now think about it, even if ordinary staff save the scene, can the director and planner be convinced? It was a public performance, so how could the show crew put their hopes on a staff member if they were so cautious? It can only be a mentor like Sci-fucking. And what made her most unacceptable was that she was the only one who didn't know. Li Yulai clenched her fingers tightly, her nails dug into her palm. She closed her eyes and said softly, you've been pretending for so long, and you treat me as a joke. You're very happy, aren't you? I have called my boss too much when I wrote Ching Ching. I went to find my dad today, and my dad called me the boss. Smiley face. The Xiao and Xiang comment systems have been having problems recently. If you can't comment, try switching to Wi-Fi or vice versa. I don't know what's going on with the technology. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 327. Everyone has a life. There are only a few famous stars in the entertainment industry every year. Many star capitals have invested a lot of resources and won't be popular. Lu Li was still on the fringes of the entertainment industry this year, and only played a few supporting roles. She can accept the fact that she can't become popular. After all, she is not as good looking as the top stars, and her acting skills are not as good as those of the old actors. But what she couldn't accept was that among the 6 founders of Shenayang Club, she was the only one who was kept in the dark and didn't know anything. Sci-fi must have known about her when she was on the set of Looking for the Orphan, but she still didn't tell her. Li Yulai only felt that she was being played by the entire Shenayang Club as a monkey. Especially when I think of what she said in the group at that time, all 5 people were watching her joke. After all, being a startup company also has some of her credit. Why doesn't she know anything? Sci stopped and turned his head. Why, I'm not a staff member? Could it be that I'm an investor? She has always been a dedicated worker. Li Yulai was stunned. You are arrogant. As for the last sentence of yours, I really can't remember you if you don't find me, Sci said lightly. It's the same sentence. Don't take yourself so important, we just meet by chance online. It's just that, ordinary friends are not enough. Lu Li's face turned red all of a sudden, and she panicked. But why didn't you tell me? Play with me. If the president and the others had told her that Gilu was Sci, how could she have said something like Sci's line skills to offend people? You chose another path, which runs counter to the original intention of Shenayang Club. Sci didn't look at her. The path is different, and you don't plan for each other. You didn't come when you first met G. Li Yulai pinched her fingers, very unwilling. Yes, she didn't come, so she missed it? But can it be her fault? Everyone seeks benefits and avoids disadvantages. She just wants to seek benefits. Li Yulai pursed her lips, and was about to say something when she saw that Sci was about to leave, and in a hurry, she stepped forward to pull her clothes. What are you doing? Came a voice. What kind of formality? Pull it off. Before Lu Li could react, a black-clothed bodyguard stepped forward and twisted her hands behind her back. The woman took off her sunglasses and glanced at Li Yulai. Islamic meal. Lu Li was in a hurry. I'm not. We are colleagues. What are you doing? Let me go. Colleague? It doesn't look like it. The woman waved her hand, motioned the bodyguard to let go of Li Yulai, and stepped forward. Miss Si, my surname is Gu, I came here to thank you. She briefly recounted the events of the Li Gu family back then. In short, the old man of the Li and Gu family decided on a baby kiss. She was forced to marry into the Li family back then. Last year, Mr. Gu just passed away, and she felt a lot more relaxed. Si shook hands with her. Hello, Miss Gu, congratulations. Miss Gu snorted coldly. Except eldest brother, the whole Li family is nothing. It's a pity eldest brother. The eldest brother in her mouth is Li Yiji. Si's fox eyes narrowed. Ji Xingzi said that 20 years ago, the supernatural administration was in turmoil. Sijukan is not calm, mixed with fish and dragons. There are Onmyoji masters, Gu masters, head descending masters, evolvers, in short, there are all kinds of strange people. She suspected that Li Yiji's lost child was related to these people. Especially after 20 years, there are not many traces, and it is difficult for Onmyoji to find them. Daxia is stable. Unlike Dongsang, floating spirits can be seen everywhere. Onmyoji can directly grab a floating spirit to ask for directions. After chatting with Miss Gu for a while, Si asked one more question. When Mr. Li lost his child, were you at Li's house? Sorry, Miss Gu frowned. I didn't marry into the Li family at that time, and I was only forced to get married by my family, and I never lived with the Li family after marriage. Saying that, she sighed. Big brother is also difficult. I have never seen him happy, and I don't know where this child went. Si fucking fell into deep thought. Miss I won't disturb you when you get together with your friends. Miss Gu put on her sunglasses. I inherited the Gu family business, you have helped me so much, and if you have any needs in the future, just say it directly. Si fucking nodded. Miss Gu is very polite. You are red, and there are a lot of caring people. Miss Gu said, be careful. Si fucking responded, I will. The two exchanged contact information, and then Miss Gu left. The other side. Machan, Magia. Kenyan clenched his fists. Patriarch, ninth brother has already delivered Lonke Ling to Miss Si. I don't know what the name means. Please ask Patriarch for advice. The Lonke Ling can be said to be the top hidden weapon made by the Mo family in recent years. It looks like a sword and scepter, very beautiful. Even if you take it to walk the red carpet, it is very suitable. But there are 18 kinds of hidden weapons inside, which are sharp weapons for murder. Mo Yanwen put his hands behind his back, and said, in ancient books, it is said that the hardest thing on a dragon bird is not its teeth and claws, but its feathers that are invulnerable to swords and guns, and every feather of its body can be made into a sharp arrow, destroying a city with one arrow, great power. Kanyaning suddenly said, it turns out that this hidden weapon is powerful. Hearing this, Mo Yanwen glanced at him lightly. Birds also have the habit of showing love with feathers. Kanyan fell again. Ninth brother of course likes Miss Si, we all like Miss Si, who wouldn't like Miss Si? This time, even Mo Yanwen fell silent. He got up, stood with his hands behind his back, and said in a low voice, go to Jukan for 7 days. You are not allowed to come out until the time is right. Kanyaning paled in shock. Patriarch. Mahist Office City is the work of Mo Yanfen, the most outstanding genius in Mahist history. It can be defended and attacked, and there are other secret passages inside. I don't know how many times it has resisted invasions for thousands of years, and it has not been broken for thousands of years. No one in the Mahist family has been able to study how this mechanical city was established. The organs are interlinked, and if one is forcibly destroyed, the entire Magia organ city will be scrapped. Before it is scrapped, all hidden weapons will be dispatched to destroy the entire Machan. The Magia disciples will practice in the Magia organ city. Kanyaning simply didn't want to think about those hard days. Mo Yan said coldly, sober up your mind. The dragon bird took off his hardest feathers, and the dragon bird feathers have been the only one for thousands of years. This is imperial love. Kanyaning left with a bitter face. Your Majesty, Mo Yanwen contacted you Zion. I take the liberty to ask here again if you need to replace the Dark Guard. There's no difference. Yu Zion supported her head. You can ask Xiata for experience. They have a class for men and women, which may be helpful to the children of the Mo family. Mo Yanwen nodded and contacted Xiata. Oh, yes, it is for students. The other party turned over the get out of class schedule. There are Psychology of Love and Guide to College Love, and there are many people who choose each semester. Mo Yanwen. He hung up the phone, and after thinking for a while, he went to the elder to discuss the start of the class. Otherwise, if this continues, the Mo family will be doomed. On January 3, Xia University completed the last final exam, and the students packed up and went home for vacation. Si fucking has been in Sijukan these days. After all, a new variety show will be recorded tomorrow. Yu Tang suffered from a stomach problem, and Si fucking took her to the first hospital of Sijukan, and got an expert number. Yu Tang covered her stomach and burst into tears. Ching ching, it really hurts. It's alright. Si fucking patted her on the shoulder. After the endoscopy, I'll give you some medicine, and you can eat normally within a day. It is undeniable that modern medicine is much more convenient. Of course she wasn't limited to the medical skills the old man taught her. Yu Tang nodded and looked at the doctor as if dead. Uncle, give me more anesthesia. The doctor opened the list. The little girl is so afraid of pain? Don't worry, the painless gastroscope does not hurt. Yu Tang was sent in for a gastroscope. I fucking waited outside. Not long after, Yu Tang was sent out. I fucking stood up and patted her. Tang Tang? Tang Tang, wake up, it's alright. Yu Tang opened his eyes, still a little dazed. The doctor also came over. Doesn't it hurt? The anesthesia hasn't dissipated yet, so let her lie down for a while. I fucking nodded. Okay, I'll look at her. At this moment, Yu Tang suddenly sat up straight with a carp. I fucking was shocked by her neat skills, not to mention the doctor on the side. The doctor opened his mouth wide. Little girl, have you practiced? I fucking coughed. Well, she likes to watch martial arts dramas. The doctor nodded, did not ask any further questions, and was about to leave. But he failed to get out. Doctor, Yu Tang grabbed the doctor tightly, stayed for 2 seconds, and began to cry. Doctor, you can't leave, I depend on you for my lifelong affairs. Woo 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 doctor, you are so kind, you definitely can't stand by your side. Look at me alone all my life. I'm so miserable, I'm so old, I don't have an object yet, someone must have stolen my object. It was quiet in the ward. The doctor couldn't help but laughed. Sorry. I fucking took a deep breath and held Yu Tang down. She's not usually like this, she's very quiet. The doctor held back a smile and said with a good temper, it's okay, she's normal, I've seen people who are less normal than her. Got used to it? A while ago, I met a patient with general anesthesia who was woken up, and immediately sang a battle song with high fighting spirit, saying that he was an ancient general and would lead everyone to conquer the world. Yu Tang was still screaming and crying. Doctor, you save a life, and save a life better than building a 7-level pagoda. I'm really miserable. You say I'm so beautiful and cute, why am I still a single dog? I don't want to be like my uncle, who is going to run 3 times or be alone. I fucking was expressionless. For the first time, she really didn't want to know Yu Tang. I didn't expect that Yu Tang's anesthesia would have such a big reaction. Seeing her crying pitifully, the doctor couldn't bear it, and said tentatively, how about I introduce my son to you? Such a poor little girl. Yu Tang stopped crying. Really? Really? The doctor laughed. I'll introduce you to you when you wake up. After speaking, he hurried away to see other patients. Yu Tang obviously didn't have any consciousness. She gestured angrily, where is my big guy? Did you see where my big guy went? I fucking pressed his head, and for the first time realized what it means to laugh or cry. The phone rang, and news came in. Golden Master, how is Tang Tang? I fucking sighed, resting his chin in one hand and replying with the other. Crying to find a partner, talking nonsense and saying that I hid her partner. Gold Master, nonsense. I fucking took a video and sent it to him. This time it wasn't a message, it was a phone call. Yu Zion was neither happy nor angry. Yu Tang. Yu Tang felt that the voice was a bit familiar. Hey, it looks like my 9th uncle, like my single 9th uncle. Yu Zion calmly said, deduct pocket money. Yu Tang stayed for 2 seconds, and suddenly cried even more. After she fell asleep crying and crying, I fucking closed the door of the ward and went out. There was some noise outside, and the doctors and nurses were running upstairs, looking hurried. I fucking raised his chin and asked, what happened over there? Some patients were brought in because they were sick on the road and needed surgery, but Dr. Lin is not here now. The nurse also panicked, no one dares to do this operation, and the dean is here. Although Lin Qingchen is young, it can be said that he is the first person in the brain department of the Great Xia Empire. He had just received an invitation from a medical conference abroad 2 days ago, and he was in the Western continent at this time. I can't come back any time soon. but the patient is already on the verge of life and death. The whole hospital is a mess. Sci-fucking was silent for a moment, and asked, "Is there any case? Give me a copy." The nurse stopped abruptly, a little surprised. "Miss, you are?" Sci-fucking took off his mask, showed his face, took out a certificate from his wallet, and smiled. "Hello, this is my medical qualification certificate. You can really talk nonsense when you get anesthesia, and I can't remember it well. I'm like a fool, don't ask me how I know it." After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 328. Sang Yanking reminded her to get the medical qualification certificate. There are too many people who say she is a star, and more people are jealous. Don't mention a little mistake, even if you post a wrong word on Weibo, you will be caught by the media and black fans. Celebrities have no personal space. After she arrived in Sichuan at the end of last year, Tuolin Qingchen gave her this medical qualification certificate. Originally, her current academic qualifications were not enough, but Lin Qingchen's teacher was there at the time, specially inspected all aspects of her, and prepared for several exams, and this medical qualification certificate was completed like this. This is her first time using it. The nurse looked at her face blankly, and suddenly screamed, You. SHHSI fucking put his index finger on his lips and shook his head slightly. Be quiet, be careful to attract the paparazzi. The nurse hurriedly covered her mouth, barely calmed down after 10 seconds, but still stammered, I can't decide, I have to ask the director, they. Well, you go. SI fucking nodded, I'll be waiting here. The nurse ran off against the wall. She quickly ran to the director's office, out of breath, and briefly described the matter. Lord, Director, I met a doctor just now. The old lady said that she could cure the operation. She has a medical qualification certificate. Yes, or let her try. Bullshit. After hearing this, the director laughed angrily. There are more people with medical qualifications, and they can be cured? The dean has already invited Mr. CAI, please let others save it, Mr. CAI. I dare not say that it is certain to be cured. A little girl? What a joke. The nurse opened her mouth, but director, she. SI fucking took off her mask, and she recognized the face known as Daxia Shinyan. The nurse also knew about SI fucking's so-called transparent constitution. She can take off the mask on her own initiative, which means she can definitely be cured. Okay, the director said again, I know that the little girl is kind, but this is a matter of life. If something goes wrong, what will this little girl do for the rest of her life? When the nurse heard this, cold sweat broke out. SI fucking is also a star. If this matter were exposed on the internet, I don't know how many people would attack her. Do you know the seriousness of the matter? The director stood up. CAI is old, I'll go meet him. The nurse also turned back and brought the director's words to SI fucking. Elder CAI, SI fucking pondered for a moment, so, I'll go take a look, okay. The nurse nodded. Before the two came to the ICU. Here, the director took Mr. CAI upstairs. Elder CAI, it's fortunate that you are here. If you weren't here, I don't know what to do today. Old CAI, whose full name is CAI Zhonian, is Lin Qingchen's teacher. Despite his advanced age, his medical skills are still superb. In particular, he is one of the few people who has been invited by Liberty Continent, and he also went to Liberty Continent to study for a period of time. CAI Zhonian didn't say anything until he caught a glimpse of SI fucking standing beside him. He stopped. The more he looked at the girl, the more familiar he felt. The director followed his gaze and said, Elder CAI, this little girl is worried about the patient, and she wants to take care of it herself. I'm afraid I will give her a bad reputation. Hey, why are you, Cai Zhonian finally recognized Si fucking, I know this little girl, and I got the medical qualification certificate. Let her come over. The director was stunned, huh? What are you? Cai Zhonian waved at Si fucking, come here. Si fucking walked over in the eyes of the director and the nurse who were gradually freezing, come on. She went to the next door to change into medical protective clothing and came out tightly wrapped. The director was stunned, Elder Cai, I will ask them to help you. No need. Cai Zhonian waved his hand, 2 people are enough, don't let the others come in. For such an urgent operation, 2 people are enough? But Cai Zhonian said so, and the director had no choice but to let everyone else come out. The others looked at the girl who went in behind Cai Zhonian and were a little curious. The door to the ICU is closed. Cai Zhonian asked, why are you here today? Accompanying a friend to do a gastroscope. Si fucking said, I just happened to meet. Cai Zhonian nodded and immediately went to the topic. The old lady was shot in the head when she was young, but luckily the bullet didn't hit directly, and she survived by chance, but she left serious sequelae. Seriously, come and see. Si Fu leaned forward. Cai Zhonian put his hands behind his back and said slowly, I didn't want to scare them just now, I didn't dare to say that you are enough alone. Come on, you do it, I will watch. Si fucking, that's how you oppressed young Master Lin, right? How can this be called oppression? Cai Zhonian was very serious, this is to make good use of the treasure. When Lin Qingchen led Si fucking to him, he didn't care. Until Si fucking solved a medical problem that had puzzled him for a long time. Cai Zhonian knew that he had dug up another treasure. Must not be wasted. 2 hours later, the lights in the ICU dimmed. Cai Zhonian and Si fucking came out. The director immediately stepped forward, Elder Cai, it's done. It's done. Cai Zhonian hummed, you contact your family members, I'll go there to rest. The director nodded again and again, it's hard work, Cai Lao. Si fucking followed Cai Zhonian to the lounge. It's amazing, it's amazing. Heroes come out of youth, and youth out of blue are better than blue. Cai Zhonian was very pleased, you and Qingchen have different medical styles. It is really rare that you make good use of traditional Chinese medicine. Si fucking nodded, I still have a lot to learn. Her medicine is from the Lord of Ghost Valley. The world created by the holographic game Eternal does not have any modern science and technology. By the way, I'll tell you about a person. Cai Zhonian opened the chatterbox, but I guess you haven't heard of it, or you haven't heard of it. Listen to it as a legend, because this person is not a person at all. Si fucking moved a small bench and listened humbly, you say it? A few years ago, I went to Liberty Island to study for a period of time, and I knew that there was an extremely powerful doctor there. Cai Zhonian raised a finger, this doctor is called Ghost Hand and Heaven Doctor. Si fucking. Don't hear that this name is very similar to the names of those characters in martial arts novels. What kind of blood-drinking mad knife and iron palm floats on water? Cai Zhonian stared at her expressionless, this senior's medical skills are true. He is so powerful that he can steal people from the king of hell. I have never seen him do it, but I heard that his silver needle is so amazing that he can't even see a shadow, so it's a ghost hand. As for this day's doctor, it means that he was sent by God to rob people from the king of hell. Si fucking's expression was complicated. Actually, Mr. Cai, you may have thought too much, she didn't mean it. No, I won't think too much. Cai Zhonian waved his hand, you haven't seen it with your own eyes, and if you see it, you'll think this name is too damn suitable. Alas, senior is senior, I can't wait for it. Si fucking said again. Cai Lao talked eloquently, looked up and saw that Si fucking's expression was a little unspeakable, and snorted, I knew you didn't believe it. Wait, when the Liberty Island is released, I will take you and Qingchen. Go and see, with your medical skills, you will definitely be able to get a permanent residence permit. I fucking blinked, I want to act. Cai Zhonian was very sad when he heard the words, if I had known you earlier, I would definitely not have let you go to the entertainment industry and make a fool of yourself. Ah, Mr. Cai, my friend woke up, I'll go first. I fucking glanced at the time and changed the subject. I've been filming variety shows in Sijukan for the past 2 months, please call me if you have anything. Cai Zhonian waved his hand, okay, Ching Chen is not here, you can find me if you are busy. He sent Si fucking out, rested for a while, and went to the dean's office. Cai Lao, thanks to you. The dean stood up and responded, if you hadn't taken action today, the old lady's life would have been explained. Cai Zhonian remembered that Si fucking said to keep a low profile, so he could only change the subject, I see how you vacated the 18th floor. The dean was stunned for a moment, and then suddenly said, because there will be a variety show tomorrow. What variety show? Cai Zhonian was stunned, the hospital still holds variety shows. It was co-hosted with Daxiatai. The dean said, a lot of top students from the medical department of Zyada were invited, and there are 2 stars, but I have only heard of one, Si fucking. Cai Zhonian nodded, suddenly realized something was wrong, and raised his voice abruptly, you mean, Si fucking also participated, and as a star guest? The dean was puzzled, yeah, what is she not a star? You don't know, Mr. Cai, she is very popular. Fart, I know. Cai Zhonian became emotional, you said she one by one. What does a professional do in a group of interns? Isn't this TM a dimensionality reduction blow? Elder Cai, don't be angry, the dean said hurriedly, she is very serious, she will study hard, and will never tarnish the sacred profession of a doctor. My wife is her fan and can guarantee her character. Hearing this, Cai Zhonian almost didn't catch his breath, and uttered a foul language, you know the shit. What to study? Those top students from the medical department are excusable for participating in variety shows. What is Si fucking doing? Then there is only one thing. For money. This time, it was Cai Zhonian's turn to have a complicated mood. He slowly exhaled, does this show need judges? Is there a place? I'll go. You go, the dean was startled, isn't it necessary? Cai Zhonian's status in the medical world is very high. Isn't this a self-deprecation? It's too much of a face for Lin Ching Chen to go. Not to mention Cai Zhonian? It's necessary, it's very necessary, Cai Zhonian muttered, I have to keep an eye on her. If something big happens, I'll be the first to find out. The dean didn't hear the muttering behind him, but seeing that he was persistent, he contacted the program team. The program team was also surprised when they received the call from the dean. The medical team will observe and discuss how medical students learn and grow in a real hospital environment from various angles and aspects. The audience will also learn more about the profession of a doctor. If Cai Zhonian participates, then it will be able to compete with the art group Gu Huiyan attended. Director Qin naturally responded happily. Tomorrow, the birth of a staff will start filming. Although the time is tight, Cai Zhonian is coming, and they must take this position. Director Qin asked the assistant to go down to prepare, and then asked the assistant director, are the lists and groups ready? Have you been notified? The assistant director is still the one who worked with him on 66 Days of Survival. He touched his bald head, the notice is on. Director Qin nodded. He also specially assigned 2 strong medical students to Si fucking. The 2 were also discussing their shooting plans for tomorrow, and there was a knock on the door. Director Qin said, come in. 2 people come in. Director Qin recognized the 2 as top students from the Department of Medicine of Xia University. What's the matter, is there any problem? Director Qin, Wan Ying, and I are here to tell you about the group. Chen Wengzhen said, we signed up to participate in this variety show to improve our medical skills and practical ability. Team up with Miss Si fucking. Apart from her, both Miss Ningxi and Miss Bai Jingxi can do it. They have their own medical ideals and sense of mission. This time I came to the stage of the birth of an employee, that is to study clinically in the hospital and strive for an interview opportunity for hospital leaders. Being able to be selected is naturally a leader in the Department of Medicine of Xia University. Among the other people, Ningxi is a second-tier star in the entertainment industry. Although the popularity is not as high as that of Si fucking, the family is a family of traditional Chinese medicine. Bai Jingxi has already worked in the first hospital of Sijukan. There is only Si fucking, a big star, and no one in the family is related to the profession of a doctor. Being in a group with her, apart from the marketing establishment, what other real skills can I learn? How to get the offer from the hospital. See you tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 329. This time, the medical group was divided into 3 groups, one group of 4 people. The leader of Group A is Wei Chenjian, the first-rank scholar in the Department of Medicine of Xia University. The team leaders of Group B and Group C are also highly educated medical students, including returnees. It can be said that among these 12 people, Si fucking is not even at the bottom, just a background vase. Chen Wengzhen also recognized the title of Si fucking Daxia Xinyan, but he would never bring a flamboyant star. It's not that he has never been in the entertainment industry. Xiata is often used as a location to shoot some campus dramas. Substitutes are commonplace. So these are stars, not actors. If you can't even do your job well, what else can you expect? Chen Wengzhen doesn't believe that a big star like Si fucking participated in the variety show The Birth of a Staff to learn. Director Qin paused while holding the cup and looked at Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining. There are 2 star guests in the medical group, 6 top students in the medical department of Xia University, and the remaining 4 are Bai Jingxi who have graduated and entered the society. Although Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining's grades were not as good as Wei Chenjian's, their grade points were also very high, so Director Qin put them and Si fucking in the same group. Director Qin knew that Si fucking was full of memes, and variety shows with her would definitely explode. No need to give her extra shots, all attention will be on her. Director Qin didn't speak for the first time. When the assistant director heard this, he became anxious. Miss Si won't be a hindrance. She is very powerful. Director Qin and I were in a variety show. She was also the least favored one, but she was the most capable. The assistant director said 66 days to live. Wu Weining opened her mouth, polite and distant. The nature of the 2 variety shows are completely different. 66 days to live is mainly for entertainment. The Birth of a Staff requires higher professional quality. The assistant director said that she has strong ability. Has she published any papers or completed any operations? Okay, Director Qin held down the assistant director. You are the protagonists, and star guests won't rob you of offers like this. I was negligent and the group didn't take care of your thoughts. In this way, I will drop you to B group. Bai Jingxian was in Group B. Chen Wengzhen breathed a sigh of relief. Trouble Director Qin. The 2 just left. The assistant director was still in a hurry. Director, as soon as they leave, what will happen to Group A? No hurry. Director Qin put down the cup, contact Wei Chenjian and ask him if he wants to change teams. The assistant director was bald and shocked. Director, aren't you forcing Miss Si to her death? Aren't you Si Chui? Qin Dao glanced at the assistant director. Why don't you have confidence in her now? You said that if she was really not clinical, she would choose to stay in the medical team. When the assistant director heard it, he felt that it made sense. Alas, I'm just worried that she has finally reversed her reputation and was hacked by the entire internet. Director Chin snorted coldly, worry about your own heart. 30 minutes later, Wei Chen Jiun rushed over from Seattle. He is 25 years old this year, with a white shirt and black trousers, and he looks like a member of society. Student Wei, this is what happened. Director Chin recounted how Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining chose to change groups. Do you want to change groups? No, Wei Chen Jiun said, there is no difference. The assistant director said tentatively, aren't you afraid that Miss Si will hold you back and you won't be able to get the offer? Wei Chen Jiun looked at him ruthlessly, isn't it because of the food that I can't bring others? Director Chin. Deputy Director. Is this the difference between a scholar and a scholar? I have nothing to do. Wei Chen Jiun nodded slightly, I will take more care of her during the shooting tomorrow. Director Chin watched him leave, and then opened the intern's profile. There is a description of Wei Chen Jiun's character in it. Vicious. Ro. Have a personality. It seems that he has nothing to worry about in Group A. Director Chin also instructed the coordinator, ask the rest of the people who would like to join Teacher Si. After the coordinator contacted him, he replied, Mr. Nengji and Mr. Lu Xingheng have no opinion. Then they will be a group of 4. Director Chin nodded, tell Teacher Si too. Meanwhile, a cafe in the city center. Miss Bai Chen Wengzhen stretched out his hand, hello, we will be a group from tomorrow. Bai Jingxi smiled and shook hands with him, I heard that Xia University has produced some very good students in this class. Today, I see it and I live up to its reputation. I hope to cooperate happily in the future. The two of you will sit down. The fact that Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining proposed to change the team was unexpected by Bai Jingxi. When she saw the grouping of the program group, she only felt unfair. Why are the team members who gave Si fucking points so strong? As a result, she didn't need to take action. Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining took the initiative to join her group. Indeed, as long as you have brains, you will never be in the same group as Si fucking. Si fucking has a lot of lenses, but at the same time, there will be more shortcomings exposed. Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining are both amateurs, and their demand for cameras is not high. They just need to show more in front of the judges and leading teachers to win the offer. I just learned a little about medicine, and I will ask 2 classmates to take care of me. Bai Jingxi said in an official tone, I will definitely help you too. Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining looked at each other and understood what Bai Jingxi said. They don't know the inside story of the Li family, they only know that Bai Jingxiu is Li Yinchen's girlfriend. And the Li family group is in the hands of Li Yinchen and his son, and they are the only one. If you get along well with Bai Jingxi, you can also enter the upper-class celebrity circle in the 4 cities. It's a rare opportunity. Wu Weining smiled, thank you, Miss Bai, for the point. Bai Jingxi took a sip of his coffee, his eyes twinkling. The Li family eats both black and white, and it has always been passed down from the old to the young. Li Yizhi was originally the best of his generation. When he was 15 years old, he had gone to the Western continent for business negotiations. It's a pity that his son was completely devastated after the loss. When Mr. Li passed away, the second Mr. Li was in power completely, and Li Yinchen became the chairman of the Li group. She married into the Li family, and she was the mistress of the Li family. Even if she didn't break up with Su Yang at the time. How can a top streamer in the entertainment industry be compared with the heirs of the 100 billion group? Her choice was right. Bai Jingxi's eyes turned cold. She will not regret it, she wants to make Su Yang regret it. The other side. Sang Yanqing received a notification from the program team to change the group, no problem, we can all do it. She said that she can also make a group by herself. After the call ended, she went to Si fucking to talk about it. Si fucking replied lazily, I know. Before the filming started, there are already a lot of things. Sang Yanking felt a big head. I have to prepare for public relations again. Yu Jian came over. Who are your new team members? Let's take a look. I fucking opened the document. I don't know the two that were exchanged, and I still don't know the one that was exchanged. There seems to be no difference. Yu Jian took a look and remembered it, but at a second glance he forgot. I don't care much either. This, yes, I have an impression, it looks pretty good. I fucking pointed to Wei Chenjian's photo. Abstinence, do you like it, third senior sister? Yu Jian glanced at him and nodded, it's okay. She looked away and picked up the wine glass. 3 seconds later. What does it look like? Forget it, can't remember. She still doesn't want to harm the little boy. Sang Yanking also reported the matter to Yu Zian. Mr. Yu, don't worry, although there are 2 good-looking boys in the group, we are all devoted to the Peach Blossom Insulator, and those who want to chase her can't see her at all. People. She even asked me to take her male partner's position to auction a few days ago. How could she fall in love? She is purely a career worker and only has money in her eyes, which is different from other little girls. Yu Zian remembered what the monk said in Sijukan at that time. The peach blossoms were chopped up and replaced with a source of wealth. It's something she can do. He was silent for a moment, then hummed lightly, I'll go visit the class and let her have fun. Sang Yanking hung up the phone in fear. Where is this visit class? It's clearly a check post. She carefully glanced at Si fucking, who was holding Lu Xinggan's photo, and had already started a moment of silence for the 2 men in the group. The next day. New Year's Day is closed, and on January 4th, the birth of a staff officially started filming. At the same time, the program group also announced the group list of the medical group online. Netizens have long been squatting and waiting. Wei Chenjian. He is Lin Qingchen's second, handsome, and a medical student, looking forward to it. Wao Qingqing's wife and Wei Chenjian are a group, handsome guys and beauties, this group is really eye-catching. Gossip, Chen Wengzhen and Wu Weining were originally in Group A and didn't want to be held back by Si fucking, so they went to Group B on their own initiative. To be honest, taking her is a matter of love, not a duty. If I were a top student at Xia University, I wouldn't want to bring a star who didn't even know the basics of medicine. Wouldn't this cause trouble? This, Si fucking is also quite miserable. Originally, his popularity was not bad, but he had to squeeze into a field that he couldn't, and now he was squeezed out. Wei Chenjian is miserable. As for the 3 areas, he is the only one who can watch Group A, so Ningxi has learned a little. At this time, the first hospital of Sijukan. The interns and star guests have been sorted into groups. Amateurs do have a wall with celebrities. As soon as Si fucking came in, Wu Weining, who was known as the flower of the 3 departments of the medical department, was instantly eclipsed. Not to mention her, even Ningxi, who is a star, was compared. Wu Weining pursed her lips and moved away. Fortunately, she was not in the same group with Si fucking, and she would become a foil at that time. Who would pay attention to medicine? Chen Wengzhen glanced at Si fucking quietly. This is also the first time he has seen Si fucking in real person, and the real person is more beautiful than the screen. This look is really not black. He lowered his voice, you said that we refused to team up with Si fucking, will we be scolded by her fans? She is a traffic star, and her fans are strong. How can an amateur compare? No, Wu Weining is calm and indifferent. If her fans scold us, it will cause dissatisfaction among passers-by. She will be the one who loses popularity, and we will not be affected in any way. Their degrees are there. There have been several rumors that celebrities are paid well but not dedicated to their work, and they have been scolded by netizens for a long time. Going against the top students of Xia University again will only arouse the resistance and dissatisfaction of the masses. As long as the Si fucking team and those fans have some brains, they will not hype at this juncture. Everyone, go to the preparation room to prepare, and the teacher who will lead the team will come in a while. Director Chin walked in and clapped his hands. No matter what happens after that, the program team will not interfere. Remember, from this moment on, what you are doing is the truth. Workplace. The three groups go to their respective preparation rooms. Mr. Si, hello. Ningji took the initiative to introduce herself. I'm Ningji, and I've wanted to work with you for a long time. Si fucking shook hands with her. Hello. Wei Chenjiun and Lu Xingheng are not talkative people, so they briefly introduced each other. Wei Chenjiun was the captain. He got up and said, I'll get a map of the acupuncture points of the human body. When I came to the place designated by the program group, I was told that the human body acupuncture map was gone. Wei Chenjiun frowned. There are 3 human acupointment maps, 3 groups, how come there is one less? The nurse glanced at him and said casually, one was broken. Group B came to take it first, and it's gone. You can find a way. She picked up the medical tray and left in a hurry, and didn't answer. Wei Chenjiun returned to the preparation room. After listening, Ningji hesitated for a moment. Did Mr. Si offend anyone? I'll go to Group C to borrow it. Before Daxiatai fired the program group, the main creative team had to keep Si fucking. Naturally they valued her popularity. Because it is a workplace observation reality show, the show team will not intervene after filming. After all, no matter what happens in the middle, exclusion or suppression, these may be things that will occur in the real workplace and need to be solved by themselves. But there was a problem as soon as it came up, and it was also related to Group B. It was hard not to think of the relationship between them. No Si fucking moved his wrist and said lightly, we can just draw one by ourselves. Si fucking, that's it? After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 330. The preparation room fell silent. Even Lu Xingheng, who had been closing his eyes for a while, opened his eyes and looked at him sharply. Ningji was stunned. Teacher Si, do you mean painting? Wei Chenjiun was stunned for 2 seconds, then quickly responded, I'll go get the paper. You can really draw it yourself. Wei Chenjiun quickly brought back a large blank piece of paper. Si fucking picked up the pen and began to draw on the paper. Mr. Ningji is a family of traditional Chinese medicine practitioners. You should have a good understanding of acupuncture points. What kind of a family of traditional Chinese medicine is there? My father is a medical practitioner, and I can distinguish some medicinal materials at most. Ningji shook his head. It really shows me what acupuncture points are. I really don't know, I only know a few commonly used acupuncture points. Hole. Si fucking nodded. It's okay, I can remember the acupuncture points very quickly. As she spoke, she drew, and soon a figure of the human body took shape. The bones, heart, large and small intestines are also drawn. After painting, Si fucking marked all the acupuncture points again, but did not write the names. She turned her head and handed the pen to Wei Chenjiun. Come. Wei Chenjiun was silent for 2 seconds and stepped forward. In 10 minutes, he marked the general acupuncture points, and there were still a few empty horizontal lines. Si fucking glanced at the motionless Lu Xingheng. Come on. Lu Xingheng looked at her for a few seconds through his sunglasses, then walked up slowly and filled in the remaining horizontal lines. Wei Chenjiun's expression finally fluctuated, and he glanced at Lu Xingheng somewhat unexpectedly. According to the information, Lu Xingheng was picked up from the street by the program team. Just pick one and remember all the acupoints? Because some acupuncture points are not commonly used and their names are remote, he can't remember them clearly. What's more, the field of medicine is too vast. Ningji. So, is she the only shivering newbie in this group? Very good. Si fucking clapped his hands. I'll explain it to Teacher Ning, you two can talk. Ningxi was led in a trance to listen to the explanations of the various acupuncture points. Sci-fucking also marked the functions of these acupoints after each acupuncture point. Backstage. In front of the screen, the main creative team of the program group stared wide-eyed. Director Chin was silent for a while, then searched the internet for a map of human acupuncture points with the most complete acupoints and compared them. Not bad, but better. Even some very biased acupuncture points are marked. She obviously wrote it casually, but each position is correct. The assistant director was stunned. Director, does this work too? I said earlier, prepare more hearts. Jean Deo was expressionless, otherwise it's not enough to scare her. The other two groups have no pros and cons and are mediocre. There is no need to deliberately eccentric Sci-fucking, the lens will only be given to Group A. An hour later, the three groups were ready to meet in the hall at 10 o'clock. Chen Wengzhen saw the map of human acupuncture points in Ningxi's hand and frowned. Didn't the nurse station say there were only 2 maps? We took the last one, where did they come from? She is a star, and the main creative team has collaborated with her this time. Wu Weining seemed to ridicule. The program team said that they would never intervene, simulating the real workplace environment, but how could it really make her a big one? Celebrities suffer. Fortunately, we got the second picture in good condition. Otherwise, if we were replaced by us today, we wouldn't have to prepare. Bai Jingxi's smile faded. That's what worries her too. Both the director and assistant directors are partial to Sci-fucking, so what's the fairness of filming like this? Even if Sci-fucking makes a mistake, the editing will be cut. I'm afraid they will all become Sci-fucking's foil. Bai Jingxi decided to go back and mention it to Li Yan. Chen Wengzhen was dissatisfied. This is too unfair. Wu Weining sneered. You see that Wei Chenjiun didn't choose to leave, isn't it because he followed a lot of big stars? It goes against the original intention of being a medical student. The two spoke so quietly that the other team members couldn't hear them clearly. But at this moment, Sci-fucking raised his head and glanced here. The entertainment circle said that she has a pair of fox eyes that can seduce people. But Wu Weining felt a chill in her heart when she saw this. She looked away unnaturally. Under the leadership of the three groups, they went to observe an operation. The lineup of leading physicians is also very luxurious. 2 director-level physicians in each group. Cai Zhonian is a judge and is only responsible for rating and will not appear. Today is the first day of filming, and the program team did not set too difficult tasks. At 4:30 in the afternoon, the day's shooting ended. Sci-fucking packed up and went out. Miss Si, I've admired your name for a long time. Bai Jingxi walked over, stretched out his hand, and smiled softly. I've wanted to know you for a long time, and I heard Yan Chen praise you, but I didn't expect Miss Si to be interested in medicine. I'm interested. If Miss Si doesn't understand anything, I can answer it for Miss Si. Sci-fucking glanced at her and said, no. Bai Jingxi was stunned for a moment, and before he could react, Sci-fucking had already walked away. Miss Bai, we don't have to put a hot face on her cold butt, Wu Weining said. She clearly looks down on us. Bai Jingxi was sad. I'm just kind. Chen Wengzhen's affection for Sci-fucking was completely gone. Big stars, who can get money that ordinary people can't earn in a lifetime by acting casually, are still playing big names here. What an irony. But she won't occupy the offer, Chen Wengzhen said. Only Wei Chenjiun is a threat. But now Wei Chenjiun chooses to stay in Group A, I am afraid the chance is slim. Outside, in the nanny's car. Sang Yanking opened the car door. Did the filming go well today? By the way, we have passed the primary election on Yun's Hang, and the re-election is not a big problem. When the time comes, we will go abroad for the final election. Sci-fucking nodded. 30 minutes later, the car stopped in front of the hotel. Before Sci-fucking got out of the car, he saw 2 familiar figures squatting on the ground. She walked over. What are you doing? Zhang Changning looked at the ground. Wait for you, then fight crickets. Su Yang nodded. Si fucking. 2 stars and 2 old men are fighting crickets here? How can I learn from her? Su Yang stood up. Sister, nothing happened today, right? Come on, let me guess. Si fucking turned his head. Your ex-girlfriend is Bai Jinxie. Su Yang was silent for a while. Yeah. Finally, it said. Si fucking folded his arms. Tell me what happened in the first place. Su Yang said lightly, we all grew up in an orphanage abroad, and no one has ever adopted us. When the orphanage closed down at the age of 12, we could only go out to earn money. She is not in good health. I have been working part-time, and then went to junior high school and high school together. Later her parents found her back, and all the news was cut off. Su Yang looked indifferent. I was looking for her for a long time, and then I came back to China, and you know the rest. The love of youth is fresh and pure, without impurities. But in the end it only stayed in the past. I don't care about the past. Si fucking said lightly, if she dares to think badly about you, she will be useless. Stranger Su Yang frowned, I'm more worried about you, the Li family. Si fucking calmly said, it's okay, I have the gold master. Zhang Changning. This is the first time I heard a star speak so frankly about the sponsor. At this time, outside the Sijukan hospital. Little brother, I came back to China and met a very interesting girl. Lu Xingheng was still wearing a black leather jacket. I think she is a match for you. She is young and a genius, but I don't know if she is a prodigy. Lu Xingkai, don't let me hear the word prodigy. Have you been beaten until now? Lu Xingheng clicked his tongue. It's better to be beaten more. Your journey has been so smooth. Someone has to take care of you. Lu Xing asked one more question, what variety show are you recording? Lu Xingheng sighed, the birth of a staff. When I first returned to China, I didn't work and begged on the street. The program team saw that I was good looking, and after asking me, they knew that I had some medical foundation, and they reported this to me because I was poor. Variety show, I have $1 million salary. Lu Xingkai. There must be some serious illness. $1 million salary? Lu Xingheng had more than this number in one consultation. What a shitty old man he is. Lu Xingkai checked the birth of a staff and suddenly fell silent. He looked at Si fucking, whose name came first, took a deep breath, and then burst out, Lu Xingheng narrowed his eyes, what's wrong? I've been hit again in the game. Lu Xingkai hung up the phone. Lu Xingheng shrugged and went across to buy a bun. I happened to meet Cai Zhou Nian, who was following the director. Wait, Cai Zhou Nian stopped and looked at Lu Xinggen's face. Have I seen you somewhere? Lu Xingheng was wearing sunglasses. Very stinky. I haven't seen you. Cai Zhou Nian. He glanced at the nameplate on Lu Xinggen's chest. It has an A written on it. Si fucking is also in Group A. Then it will be fine. Cai Zhou Nian patted him on the shoulder. Young man, you have a good eye. The real masters are real people who don't show their faces. If you stay in Group A, you will definitely get the offer. As soon as Lu Xingheng put on his sunglasses, no one paid any attention. It's still great summer food. He decided to stay a little longer in his homeland. Cai Zhou Nian went to the studio. Elder Cai, this is the highlight clip of each group today. Director Qin handed over the video. Look at it. The director was stunned when he saw that Si fucking drew a picture casually. Cai Zhou Nian glanced at him and said nothing. Isn't this basic operation? The director exclaimed in amazement. It turned out to be old Cai's disciple. No wonder she has memorized so many acupuncture points at a young age. Did she study art? Cai Zhou Nian was stunned for a moment, a little uncertain, isn't it? The director scratched his head, but it seems that the program team said she also signed up for the art group. If she hasn't studied art, she won't sign up, right? Cai Zhongnian's tone changed, she also signed up for art? Is there an art group where old man Gu is there? This time, it was Director Qin and the assistant director's turn to look at each other. Cai Zhongnian chose to be a judge because of SI fucking. If this happens to Gu Huiyan, two people in their respective domains should not fight? The assistant director wiped his sweat and trembled. What, do you still have the small pill you gave me in the morning? Snapped. Director Qin put the medicine bottle on the table and poured one to the assistant director. It's useless. He took another one and ate it for himself. The heart is relieved. The assistant director covered his heart, finally knowing what it means to prepare more hearts. He was still a little worried. Old Qin, will something happen to Group B targeting her? Director Qin squinted his eyes. Do you really think that the main creative team was changed entirely just because of Gu Huiyan? Casually dispatched a private jet to pick up SI fucking to audition. The Li family wouldn't start a private jet for Bai Jingxi. Look, Director Qin held the thermos cup, leisurely. Someone is going to be unlucky. Here, the director sent Cai Zhongnian out. A few minutes later, the dean came. At a glance, he saw the distinctive map of human acupuncture points. Have you changed the drawing manufacturer? The dean reached out and picked up the map of human acupuncture points on the table. This manufacturer is not bad, the human body is painted realistically. Look at the skeleton and these organs. This intestine is also very well drawn, so beautiful. It's not bad, we will find this manufacturer to customize it in the future. I took this picture for the exhibition, and I will return it to you later. As soon as he said these words, everyone around him fell silent. Director Qin, the assistant director, and several photographers, including the director, all looked at the dean in unison. His eyes were straight, staring at the dean's whole body. The dean shuddered. What's your expression? Why don't you just change the manufacturer? It won't cost you much more. That's the dean. This picture is not actually printed by the manufacturer. The director paused and said euphemistically, it was drawn by Mr. Si, with a pen in his hand, and no other tools were used. Sang Yanking, can you find business opportunities here? See you tomorrow.